A very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It's a nice place to be here at Progress Park in St. Andrews. We're inside of the finals of the Windward Islands Super 50 Championship, played here in Grenada. It's St. Vincent versus Grenada. St. Vincent won the toss, and they are batting. So what we have here is Roy Maloney, Vice Captain, Asip Hooper, Gideon Pope. We have Keroy Kotoy, Dylan Douglas, Romario Pierre, Darius Martin, Kenneth Denba, DeLon Johnson, and Ryan Williams. This is the St. Vincent team. They won the toss on batting. Grenada team comes from the captain, Daryl Cyrus, Johan Jeremiah, Sheldon Regis, Kian George, Daryl Cyrus, as I said already, captain. Josh Thomas is not playing. We have Dennis George, Dennis Smith, Nicholas Redhead, Darren Ned, Showman Lewis, and Teddy Bishop. So opening the batting for St. Vincent is Pope and Darren Maloney. I make it, yes, outside today. I just want to say a good afternoon to you, Mr. Miles Bascom.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to viewers and listeners alike. Very lovely conditions here in contrast to the start of the day, where it was quite wet. Still a little bit wet underfoot, but good conditions to start.
So it's Showman to the left-handed. There's a loud appeal for leg before to start with, and the umpire is unmoved. A good start for Grenada. That's Showman Lewis, Pope, a left-handed batsman. And Ollie, good start for Grenada.
Yes, definitely a good ball force up. A bit of shape there from Lewis into the left-hander. Probably doing a bit too much in the estimation of the umpire. But Showman definitely seems pumped and ready for a battle here.
Showman from the road or river end. As you see, a bus taking its time. Coming from Grenville and heading north. Here is Showman Lewis again to Pope. Comes in and ball to Pope. This time Pope is clipping it off the pads, and there is no run. Dennis George, that is, does the fielding, and there is no run. So Dennis Smith is the keeper, number 5 on his back, and Dennis George is outside of there. Is number 14. Yes, Dennis George. Ryan is making a little bit of exercising, just stretching the muscles a little bit. They have done the warm-up a very long time ago, and there is no run to start with as yet, as Showman is getting ready from the far end, and Pope is not ready, so he breaks into his run. He comes in now, passes the umpire, and bowls this one again. He walks in a short mid-wicket area, collects the first run, so St. Vincent is off. They are 1, while lost up no wicket. And the batsman in Desron Maloney is now kind of moving to take strike. Anderson Madison, one of our umpires from Carriacou, is down at the far end. And umpire Roger Vincent, I think it is? Roger Davis. He's the man doing the square leg duty. So it's Showman just making some adjustment to the field a little bit. I guess he's moving the man in third man area, moving him a little more to his left. Here's Schumann. Comes in now to bowl to Maloney. Outside of the off stump. Flash in the bat, but not that big intention. The ball, I think that it should just let go, and there is no run.
Yeah, so just to remind viewers that it's originally intended to be a 50 over match, and it has been reduced to 20 overs per side, but not a strict T20 as in the T20 format. There would be 4 overs in the first power play.
So here is Stam is on top of it, knocked down there in the point area by the man there is Ryan. That's not Ryan, but it is Johan Jeremiah, and there is no run. Schumann trying to keep things tight at the early start for Grenada. St. Vincent is very much looking to get an early outbreak and have a big score. I remember it's the championship honors they are playing for. These are the 2 teams here in the finals. St. Vincent, St. Lucia and Dominica locked in battle down there at La Sagesse, playing for the third place. But it's still Pope with the score on 2. Each batsman is on 1. He comes in now, passes the umpire and ball to Pope. Pope getting a ball outside of the off stump, but guiding it nicely down to behind point. And the man down there is Sheldon Regis, who fields. It's the end of the first over. And at the end of the first over, it's 3 without loss. St. Vincent after winning the toss.
Yes, not a bad start from Grenada. A couple of uppishly played shots, not providing a chance to the fielders. But as I was saying, the 20 over format, a 50 over game reduced to 20 overs. As we know, 3 power plays in the 50 over game. The first power play, only 2 fielders are allowed outside, no more than 2. In the second power play, there should be no more than 4 fielders outside of the 30-yard circle. And in the final power play, no more than 5.
So we're going to have Ryan John coming from the pavilion end, and he'll be bowling to Pope. And St. Vincent after winning toss and batting 3 without loss. Ryan John.
Yeah, so there will be 4 overs in the first power play, 12 overs in the second, and 4 overs in the third. Right, so not a traditional T20 game, just a reminder.
Ryan John to Pope, pass it up and bowl, and Pope is tucking this one out of his body. Teddy Bishop fields, 1 run to Pope, 1 more to the total. It's 4 for a loss of no wicket. As Ryan John, yes, somewhat remarking his run and making sure that everything is okay. Lovely sunshine. In terms of what we saw here this morning, it's good to see that we have cricket.
Yes, definitely quite a lot of rain earlier on today. Some very ominous looking clouds, but much clearer this evening.
Ryan John now passes the umpire and ball. Ball outside the Austin, cracked away, and that will roll into the boundary, and that's the first boundary here for the afternoon. Desroy Maloney getting 1 wide outside the Austin, but had no more see on it. It's 4 more to him. He moves to 5, and the score on to 8 for the loss of no wicket.
Yes, Maloney had to reach a bit to get a hold of that, making quite good contact and dispatching it over the cover point region for 4.
So Ryan John will have different thinking as Maloney has a good look around and get the field again and is ready. Ryan, number 13 on his back, comes in and board. I looking to swing on this one, but not making the contact that he wanted. The ball coming more or less from the inside of the bat. The batsman crosses for a single. He moves to 6 and the score on to 9 for the loss of no wicket.
Yes, Maloney now signaling for a bat. Didn't make the contact that he would have wanted to. Felt like he lost his shape a little bit early. Definitely, you can see the aggressive intent here from Maloney.
Yes, it's 20 overs. This game has been reduced to as Ryan comes in now to bowl to Pope. In and bowl to Pope, and Pope is getting one that he gets on top and put in front of him. The man from the short extra cover comes in and fields, and there is no run. So it's 9 for the loss of no wicket thus far as Ryan John shines the ball and makes his way back. Some school children on the ground from the St. Andrews Anglican School that is located right here inside of Progress Park as John bowls a ball that comes back into him and Pope plays it away and there is no run. Lovely sunshine here at Progress Park in the big parish known as the Breadbasket of the Nation. And Grenada is here. They played all the matches here, and I do guess that they did enjoy playing here. And the teams that came here and played, I do believe that they have enjoyed, and St. Vincent are enjoying what they are getting up here at Progress Park. As Ryan John comes in again and ball to Pope. Pope is looking to drive, get the inside of the bat. They cross for one. They're looking for a second, and that is Regis coming in, filling, and the batsman only could settle for one, and it's the end of the over, the end of 2 overs. It's 10 for the loss of no wicket. Maloney is on 6 and Pope is on 4. We just see a bat exchange by Maloney. And Pope is now taking his guard. We're just remarking his guard as Sherman Lewis with the 3rd over of the game is now ready to bowl to Pope. Comes in outside the off-stump. He's swinging this one over deep mid wicket, and this is the first maximum 6 runs to Pope. He moves to 10 and the score on to 16 for the loss of no wicket.
Yes, a pretty good pickup shot there by Pope. Not a bad ball by any means from Sherman. Good hard length. Pope was, just rocked back a bit and got his hands through it and got it all the way over the rope.
Good shot. Good thinking as he waits. Now as Pope settles. Wrist is in now is Sherman Lewis and Bosu Pope, and this one is equally behind it. And there is no run. Playing it in front of him. And no run. Pope getting a 6 of the very first ball. Good way to start the over. As we see the traffic continues on that main road there, moving to Grenville and moving out of Grenville, which is the town here in St. Andrews. For those of you who may not just know, but this is a live, very, very much a ground area that is very much alive, as this one is outside the Austin, cracking it hard and high over extra cover. That's going to go into the boundary. It's 4 more runs to Pope. And it's a very good over for St. Vincent thus far. Pope moves to 14 and the score moves to 20 for the loss of no wicket. So Sherman Lewis We'll be just looking to make some adjustment. We are looking at some clouds passing by, and the further east area, some clouds sort of gathering, but sort of high. I don't think they pose any threat to any cricket here now as it comes in again to bowl to Pope. Pope is getting this one, is hitting it hard. Somebody's getting under it. Teddy Bishop is under it and leaves it for, that is Regis, and taking the catch. That's Ned. Taking the catch, and he is gone. St. Vincent losing their very first wicket. Good catch judge there from Darren Ned, and Sherman getting his first wicket as, that's Maloney or Pope making his way out. St. Vincent losing their first wicket.
Yes. Again, another length ball. It would be interesting to find out if there was a little bit of a change of pace there. Pope seemed to be through the shot a long way before the ball was to him. Went miles in the air, and it seemed as though it was Teddy Bishop who was circling underneath that one, but then the catch being finally taken by Ned.
A very good understanding among the players. So then your batsman, Pierre, Mario Pierre, has made his way in. St. Vincent at this time just scoring just about 7.5 runs per over. And the batsman taking strike is Pierre. That's Maloney. Maloney taking strike as he comes in. That's Lewis getting his first. Comes in about to Maloney shot, and this one is just going to run away, getting an edge. Keeper nowhere. There is nowhere. Any fieldsman close by, and that will run into the boundary for 4, taking the score to 24 for 1.
Yes, a good aggressive sharp ball. Maloney, I would say beaten, but just getting enough on it to elude wicketkeeper Dennis Smith and Teddy Bishop, who is at short fine leg, and still a pretty productive over. I count 14 so far.
Yes, as he comes in out of bowl to Maloney. Maloney getting one. That's equally behind it. They're going to take a quick single, and a quick, well-judged single in the end. Maloney getting that single, take him on to 14, and the score on to 25 for the last of no wicket at the end of the third over, as we see some rain just going north of the northern side of Progress Park.
As the local man, you should be able to tell us if that danger has passed, or if it is still present danger.
It's already passed. This one is way up Paraclete area up there. That's the area I from up there. So once it's up there, it's at the mountainside. It's more or less the sea area down here. So it's already passed. We have to look more to the east of Progress Park to really get that kind of rain coming here. But this is way up in the north, way mountainside. As we see a near bowler coming in from the pavilion end is number 14, Dennis George. And Dennis George knows he's grown quite a lot. It's all depending on how the batsmen approach. Maloney is on 11. Pierre is yet to get up the mark. And it's 25 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Yes, interesting option. Still within that 4 over power play. This is the final over of that first power play. Only 2 fielders allowed out. Long on and deep square leg. Who is now being shifted around to a deep mid wicket. So a lot of space in the leg side.
So Dennis Smith between the umpire and the stump, and it's a good delivery to begin with. Maloney playing not back, not forward, but playing from the crease as he comes in again. And this one is wrapped on the pad. There's a loud appeal. The batsman going to rush through Let's see what the umpire will do. He's now lifting that right leg right around, looking for some balance still, but it's a leg bind anyway. One more to St. Vincent, one more to the extra, and it's 26 for a loss of 1 wicket, St. Vincent.
Yeah, so not a bad start. Not a bad start into the fourth over. That is a run rate that is better than 6,
7.8.
7.8.
Dennis Smith bowls outside the off stump. The batsman beaten, flashing outside the off stump is Pierre, and there is no run. And Dennis would like to see him continue doing that, looking for an edge. As we see, we have some fieldsmen inside. At this time, he's edging out of the reach of Ryan John, and this will run close to the boundary. The fieldsman down there dive in, and they have completed 2 runs. So Pierre has taken 2. It's 27. Is it? Oh, they have only gotten a single. It's Pierre still. Yes, Pierre still. It's 28. And Pierre playing this one out in front of him where the captain fields in the cover region, and there is no run. So Dennis Smith trying to be very tidy here. Comes in, trying to keep it tight. Pierre getting one outside the off stump, flashing and missing. The keeper collects, and there is no run. It's the end of the over. St. Vincent 28 for 1. Just about 7 runs per over at the end of over number 4.
Yeah, so that brings the end to the first power play. Mandatory, well, not mandatory, but a maximum of 2 fielders are allowed out. You can see this signal by the umpire for the start of the second power play, where a maximum of 4 fielders would be allowed out, and with that, we also see a change in the bowling.
And it's Darren Ned, who's going to be coming from the road end, or what we call the river end. He'll be bowling to Maloney. Maloney is on 11. St. Vincent 28 for 1. Wicketkeeper Dennis Smith just making some slight adjustment to the field. And Darren Ned, see him all getting ready. Still doing a little bit of extra stretching and making sure that all is right. He turns, and there's still some adjustment being made to the field by the captain as Ned comes in now to bowl to Maloney. And this one is outside the line of the leg stump, and he'll run into the boundary for 4 wide. So it's going to be 5 badly lined delivery, and it's 5 runs to St. Vincent, take them to 33 for 1.
Yes, it seems as though he tried to take some pace off, or some sort of cutter. Lost control of that altogether. Keeper never had a chance. Fine leg never had a chance. 5 wides.
Let's see what Ned will do. This time comes in again and both to Maloney outside of the off stump. And the umpire signal another wide. So, not a good start for Ned. This is 6 of not a legal delivery ball as yet.
Yes, certainly takes the pressure off the St. Vincent and the Grenadians batting. Basically have a runner ball for the over without a legal delivery being delivered.
So Darren Ned, they just have a little bit of pressure, knowing that he has not yet bowled a legal delivery. And what is happening outside there now, there's some adjustment. The fine leg moved into a shorter fine leg, and they made off, goes back to the boundary. As he comes in now, Darren Ned comes in and bowl. Maloney looking to hit this one away, not timing it properly, ball taking some of the inside part of the bat and not going the way he had intended. There is no run. 34 for the loss of 1 wicket. As Ned looking to settle and to give a good account of himself and his team. Darren Ned from the road end comes in now and ball to Maloney again. This one is on the leg stump. He did well enough to play it behind square, and there is one more to the score. 35 for the loss of 1 wicket. Maloney moves to 12. And Pierre, who's on 2, comes in now to face the bowling of Darren Ned. Pierre, the left-handed batsman, seems to be very much organized with himself as he gets ready to face Darren Ned, who comes in now and still a little bit of adjustment, so he has to readjust his run. At this time he leaves. Comes in now to bowl to Pope. Pope getting one that he hits, gonna fall into the boundary, and that's 4 runs. 4 runs. 4 more to Pierre. Pierre moved to 6, and it's 39 for 1. A little bit of expense save over for Ned thus far in this inning here, and we can see 3 of the players advising him.
Yes, it's. I'm trying to work out based on the field what is the plan. We see that there's third man back. There is a deep cover. Long on is back. Square leg is back, but fine leg is in the circle.
Here he comes in again and bowl to Pierre. Pierre is hitting this one in the air. Someone getting under it. No, it's going to fall between Teddy and the ridges. As you say, no man's land. That is 2 runs to him. So he moves to 8. And the score on to 44. Loss of 1 wicket. And Ned still had 13 runs just far in the over. And he got 2 more legal balls to bowl. As Pierre, as I said, seems to be a very organized player, knows what he's about, and he settles again and waits for Darren Ned from the road end. Some of the bosses just stopping and looking as he have a go at this one outside the off stump, make this one lift in, and it goes to the keeper. No damage done.
Yes, it's interesting what the thought process is for the batsman. I think it's 13 runs off the over, yet they still seem to be in quite a hurry. They seem to be the ones under pressure to score. I think they would be better served, if they settle into the inning somewhat. I would take this over as a gift and use it to help myself settle in.
Comes in, this one is outside the off stump. The umpire is going to signal wide. Going to signal wide, so it's another wide. 1 more to the score. The score moves to 42. And Ned still has 1 more ball to bowl. It's a long over from him thus far. 42. A run rate of just about 8.6. As he comes in now, it's going to be, let's make it his final over ball in this area. He drive in. As it feels and have a shot at the stump. Brian John, it's the end of the over. Pierre moves to 9. Maloney is on 12. And the score, St. Vincent, after win the toss and batting, 43 for the loss of 1 wicket. Should have the other man coming in now for 5 overs, the next 5 overs. Let me bring in the other man to this one.
Yes, 43 for 1. St. Vincent Grenadines taking first strike in this reduce game 50 over reduced down to 20. Dennis Smith continues from the pavilion end. Another run to Romano Pair. Certainly a good start by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines batting unit. They've lost one wicket, that of Gideon Pope, who made 14 runs from 12 balls. Maloney and Pair trying to string a partnership together here. A judge LBW is Desmond Maloney to Dennis Smith, struck on the back leg. That one just continued on with the arm, and in the estimation of umpire Roger Davis, that one would have run into the leg stump. Much needed wicket here for Grenada, 44 for 2. Helped by quite a few extras there from Darren Ned, but also some lusty blows from Gideon Pope before he was dismissed, and a couple from Maloney. Now joining me is Liam Sebastian, a selector, Windward Islands selector, former Windward Islands captain. Liam, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Miles, and good afternoon to listeners. Thank you for being here, being invited with the opportunity to be on Comments with you.
You're actually taking the seat of the lead. So
you're saying that I have to replace? But so far, St. Vincent has a very good start. 44 for 2, going at 8.25 runs per over. The batsmen are doing very well so far. So I think, as you said, it was a timely wicket for Grenada. But now you have what is St. Vincent's leading batsman, Sunil Ambrice, coming to the crease. I think it's a very interesting part of the game, which could decide which direction that the match is going to end up. If Sunil stays at the crease, he's a very good player of spin, and he's a very good batsman in general. So I'm sure that the Grenadian bowlers will be looking to get him out as soon as possible. It's Dennis George into Sunil. First delivery is pulled over square leg for 6. Dennis George is directly under pressure. His first delivery to Sunil, getting a welcome gift as he came to the crease. That one was short, and Sunil rocking back on the back foot and pulling this one over square leg for 6. Take the score on to 50 for 2. St. Vincent and the Grenadines brings up their 50.
Yes, if memory serves, I think that Dennis George would have been the one to get Sunil dismissed in the game yesterday. After a couple of bungarees, I think Dennis George still ended up the victor.
Yes, second delivery. This one is short again. Sunil pulling this one through square leg for 4 runs. A similar shot to the previous delivery. That one pulled down by Dennis George, and Sunil Ambrice rocking back on the back foot again and pulling through the square leg boundary for 4 runs. Take the score on to 54 for 2. Miles, a similar shot to the previous delivery, and Sunil making hay while the sun is shining here.
Certainly. And certainly deserved bungarees of those 2 very poor deliveries from Dennis George. But the Vincentian contingent would still have to be quite mindful. They have been guilty of scoring at quite a good pace, but losing wickets along the way.
Yeah, that's very true. They have been scoring quickly in all the matches that they have played. But what we have seen is that the Vincentian batsmen or the Vincentian team, they lose wicket in clusters. So here's Dennis George again to Sunil. Another short delivery. Sunil going back on the back foot and punching from it on. Gets a single, takes the score on to 55 for 2. Sunil moves on to 11, and Romano Pair is on 11. Run rate of 9.43. Miles, any projections as to maybe where you think the St. Vincent team will end up?
Well, I wouldn't be so bold so early. I don't think that the innings has quite settled as yet. The run rate is quite good, but we have seen that they've lost wickets. You can see that there is a set batsman out there. Gideon Pope was forced on strike, was first wicket to fall. Maloney would have been the next senior batsman. He was the next one to fall. And basically we have two new batters at the wicket.
Yeah, but as you said, two new batters at the wicket, but the Vincentians are going quite well, going over almost 10 runs and over in the first 6 with 14 overs left, and Sunil Ambris at the crease. I'm sure the Grenadians will be looking to get the back of Sunil as soon as possible, as we have a change in the bowling, replacing Darren Ned after an over which cost 15. We have Nicholas Redhead, who's coming from the far end to bowl to Romano Pay.
Yes, and Redhead, I believe, did not have a very good day of it yesterday. Went for a few, so he will be looking to redeem himself here today.
He's ready into Romano Pay. Good delivery. Romano pushing this one to short cover, getting a single. And so far, Miles, what we have seen is that the Vincentian batsmen are rotating the strike very well, not only depending on boundaries. And I think that's very critical in this short format.
Indeed it is. And this is what I was talking about in terms of settling the innings a bit. Now we see Pay. Initially, he was almost looking to play a shorter ball. Now that Sunil has come and hit a couple of boundaries, he seems willing to just hang in, which I'm sure that he realizes that somebody would still have to kind of shepherd the innings, as short as it may be. So it's good to see that.
Yes, indeed. Pressure is on Red, and here he's delivering this short ball, slow ball, and Sunil Ambris is looking at the umpire in fact, it's a no ball. It's a no ball delivered by Redhead. This one looks like it was, I would assume it was over head height. It's a free hit coming up. So as we just said, the pressure is on Nicholas Redhead. It's even more pressure now that Sunil is getting a free hit, and I think maybe Miles, the Grenadians are sort of missing a trick. As Sunil came in, the pressure was eased up from ball number 1 where he had a boundary. Now he has a free hit. Let's see what will happen in this delivery. Free hit from Nicholas Redhead to Sunil Ambris. Very good delivery. It looks like a slower ball to Sunil. Missing that one on the legs, but they still cross for a single, a leg by signal by the umpire. Takes the score on to 59. 59 it is for 2. A good start, Miles, for St. Vincent and the Grenadians.
Yes, definitely a good start. I'm still a little wary about the approach. I still would like to see it settle down a bit. Romano Pay seems to be the one that's taking that mantle.
A delivery on the legs, and Romano Pay just turning this one to short fine leg with Dennis George Fields, and the batsman cross again for another single. So far, we can really commend the Vincentian batsmen for rotating the strike. It's something that we would have seen in the tournament that some of our batsmen have been guilty of not doing in terms of rotating the strike. So far, credit must go to them, and they're doing very well, going at 9.2 free runs per over. It's ready again to captain Sunil Ambris. Delivery pitched up. Sunil's flicking this one over square leg. A beautiful shot, one of the trademark shots of Sunil. This one goes over the square leg fielder and into the boundary. A very good shot from Nicholas Redhead, Miles. It looked like a slower delivery, but those who know Sunil is very, he likes this sort of shots and these balls on the leg, and he capitalized on that, taking the score to 64. Another good shot by Sunil.
Yes, very strong square of the wicket, whether it be full or short. Very strong square of the wicket on the leg side in particular. Redhead, I don't know if he has bowled an on-pace delivery as yet. Might be becoming a little bit predictable.
Yes.
But the intent is good. The change of pace. The batsmen are coming hard, but might be a bit predictable.
As I said, Sunil Ambris he's scoring at a strike rate of 250 runs. He came in and it has been easy pickings for him thus far. He has 2 boundaries and a 6 so far. So the pressure is on. Sunil is really piling on the pressure on the Grenadian bowlers. His next delivery is ready into Ambris. Looks like another slower delivery, Miles. It looked like Redhead, his plan is mainly to bowl slower deliveries. This one, Sunil just playing maybe just a tad too early, getting a single to cover to the cover fielder. But again, what is most important is that the Vincentians are taking the runs over.
Yes, certainly we can see that Ambris is looking to go hard at it, and hence probably the reason why we're seeing so many slow balls.
Indeed. Redhead again, short delivery to Romano Pair, and he's cutting this one to the deep point fielder. And the batsman crossed for another single. Maybe that looked like the first ball that was on pace for Redhead, Miles. It was a short delivery outside the off stump, a single. It takes us to the end of the over. At the end of 7 overs, St. Vincent and the Grenadines winning the toss and batting at 66 for 2 in the Windward Islands Super 50 Championship. A match shortened to 20 overs, so 66 for 2 at a run rate of 9.43 runs per over. Batsmen Sunil Ambris on 16 and Romano Pair on 14. Miles?
Yes, certainly the start that they would have wanted. Runs-wise, might feel like they have lost 1 wicket too many, but certainly if these two can string together a partnership here, you know, that goes beyond probably an additional 5 overs, they would feel as though they would have set that platform that they're looking for to launch at the back half of the inning.
Yes, certainly, and we now have a change in bowling, replacing the left-arm spinner Dennis George, the captain. Daryl Cyrus, who picked up 5 wickets yesterday against St. Vincent, is now into the attack, bowling to Romano Pair. This delivery, pitched up delivery, and Romano Pair looking to hit this one out of the park, getting a single down to long on. I think, Miles, this is a very interesting battle in the match. Cyrus, you know, coming from 5 wickets, and usually leg spinners are very key in the short matches.
Definitely, this would be a pretty interesting matchup here. It would be interesting to see what the approach would be. Would they take him on, or would they milk him basically? Make sure that you keep him out of the game in terms of wicket taking, and look to capitalize on the others.
Yes, it's very interesting to see what would be the approach, as you said. And here is Cyrus again to Sunil. This delivery, a short delivery. Sunil going back and punching this one through mid-wicket. Look, getting a single. So far, Cyrus has rotated his bowlers very well. Maybe the results doesn't show in terms of the scorecard, but he has been switching it around. The Vincentian batsmen are looking to go pretty hard, but nonetheless, they're still rotating the strike, which is very, very important. Yes, Cyrus again, this delivery floated up. Romano Pair looking to maybe slug sweep over deep mid-wicket. Only getting a single, a good delivery from Cyrus. Takes a single to the total, 69 for 2. Miles, again, the good thing that we are seeing is that they're going hard, but they're still getting the singles almost every ball. Short delivery from Cyrus, and Sunil playing a paddle sweep, a very good shot. Look like it will get into the boundary. A very good shot from Ambris. This one, a quicker ball from Cyrus, and Sunil just paddling over sort of fine leg, short fine leg in a sense for a boundary. Another boundary to Sunil takes his total to 21 of 9 deliveries, 73 for 2. St. Vincent, miles a good shot by Sunil.
A very brave shot in just a floppy hat.
Yeah, he's a brave guy to be playing that. And his delivery swung over mid-wicket. It's another good shot from Sunil, pitched up by Daryl Cyrus. Sunil slug sweeping this one over mid-wicket for 6 runs. Another boundary to him takes his total to 27, and the Vincentians are 79 for 2. Miles, at this point, the run rate is increasing. It's now over 10.
Very good position to be in. Still, I think we still have to be mindful of losing wickets, especially in an over such as this. 10 off the last 2 balls. How would it finish?
Cyrus again is under pressure, and this delivery floated up. Sunil is hitting down the ground. A beautiful shot off the leg spinner. Sunil Ambris just clearing that left leg and hitting Daryl Cyrus straight back over the bowler's head for another boundary. Seems Sunil is dealing in boundaries, man. He's now 31 off 11 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes.
Well, it's quite clear that there is no intention of letting Daryl Cyrus go by with a decent economy. They're going to take the attack. It's quite clear that Sunil is going to carry the attack. Romano Pe seems settled to play that I don't want to say anchor because he is himself, showing some intent in terms of boundary hitting. But based on the results, he is picking up the singles and Sunil dealing in boundaries.
Yeah, that's very important. I think the Grenadians need that sort of bowler now to just come in and string a few dot balls together to sort of get the run rate back into control. Because at this rate, the Vincentians are looking at a very hefty score. Here's Redhead again to Romano Pe. Wide delivery. Signal wide by the umpire, and I'm not too sure the captain Cyrus will be pleased with such deliveries, giving extras to a total. The Vincentians, after having won the toss and off to a flyer. So I think that the Grenadians really need somebody to just bowl maybe 2 overs to get that run rate, maybe just to a bit 7 runs per over or something like that to get a few wickets so that it could pull back the game. At this point, the Grenadians are under pressure, man. Looks like a slower ball. This one is going close to the boundary. A good shot by Romano Pe. Looked like another slower ball, Miles, from Redhead. And Romano Pe just playing intelligently down through fine leg, just turning this one to the left of the short fine leg fielder for 2 runs. The batsman crossed for 2. Romano Pe is playing a very intelligent innings, Miles. He's now on 18 from 16 balls, supporting his captain, Sunil Ambris.
Yes, certainly when he came in, he came in inside the power play. And, he showed that intent in terms of getting boundaries. But now, field is spread, and he is happy to pick up the singles that are on offer.
And another slower ball from Redhead. We have been saying that for the majority of his deliveries. And Romano looking to hit this one out of the park. Just missed. I think maybe they need to revisit the strategy against Redhead because he looked like he's dealing in slower balls in the deliveries that he has bowled. So far, in our recollection, he only bowled 1 delivery that was to his regular pace. So let's see what delivery Redhead will come this delivery, bowling to left-handed Romano Pe over the wicket. A short delivery, another slower ball by Nicholas Redhead. Here is Romano Pe, maybe remonstrating that the umpire should have called a wide delivery. What's your views on that delivery, Matt?
I think that it got a bit of extra bounce. I think he played under that one. It passed over the bat in my estimation and correctly adjudged by the umpire.
Good delivery by Redhead, and that's certainly what the Grenadians need now at this point. Somebody to just bowl a few dot balls and getting the batsman to make the error. Here's Redhead again. Another slower ball outside the off stump. This one signaled wide by the umpire. Takes the total on to 87 for 2 after 8.3. 12 extras, 9 wides, 1 no ball, and 2 leg byes. Nicholas Redhead, as we said again, maybe his tactics is to take pace off the ball. Looks like he has a good strategy, but he just needs to get the ball within the lines that the umpire is giving him to bowl legal deliveries. Redhead again to Romano Pe. Short delivery. Romano Pe just tucking this one to the leg side for a single. It will be fielded by Keon George just in front of square. Another single to the total. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, after winning the toss and batting, 88 for 2 after 8.4 at a run rate of 10.15. A current partnership between the 2 batsmen, Miles, of 44 runs at present.
Yeah, certainly a good partnership here. Heavy lifting being done by Sunil Ambris and good support from Romano Pe.
Another good delivery from Redhead. Sunil Ambris looking to hit this one. But just missing that delivery outside the off stump, and Dennis Smith would have collected, not cleanly, but at least he did the job. And another dot ball for Nicholas Redhead, who has so far bowled 1.5 overs for 14 runs. And in the context of this game at 7 runs per over, Miles, that's pretty good.
Yes, they don't seem to quite have the beat on that slow delivery, even though I'm fairly certain that they're aware that it's coming, just not being able to capitalize.
Oh, this is a good shot from Sunil Ambris. Looked like a slower ball and just getting inside the line and paddling this one through short fine leg. Maybe the fielder Sherman Lewis should have done much better, Miles. A delivery on the leg stump and Sunil just getting inside and paddling it for another boundary. You expect maybe Sherman to have done better in this one.
Yes, But though the sun is out and it's pretty hot out there, it's still a little bit wet underfoot. And Sherman certainly is a fieldsman of some quality. So I would want to give him the benefit of the doubt there that maybe he lost his footing or he didn't quite get that firm footing that he would have liked in order to make a better attempt at that one.
Do you think it could be the pressure that's telling a little bit on the Grenadians, man? So far, it's 92 for 2. As we see Cyrus being replaced, or he's bringing back Darren Ned from the pavilion end. Cyrus having bowled 1 over for 17. They have Darren Ned replacing him 1 over for 15 miles. So the captain, Cyrus, changing himself and bringing pace on the ball, and Ned is bowling to Romano Pair over the wicket. Romano Pair just tucking this one onto the leg side and getting a single. Very smart cricket from Romano Pair. He's going at a strike rate of 100. He's now on 19 runs from 19 balls. Well, 20, sorry, from 20 balls, and turns the strike over to Sunil, who has been ultra attacking thus far. Very good cricket from Romano Pair.
Yes, certainly. I still have to question the tactics here for Grenada. Certainly, they must know that they need wickets.
Yes.
Right? And I would think that bowlers of the type as Sherman, Lewis, and Ryan John will at least be brought back for.
He's bold, Miles. He's bold. A delivery outside the off stump. Darren Ned looked like an inside edge from Captain Sunil Ambris, but it proved like a master stroke from the captain, Miles. You're just questioning the strategy, but Darren Ned comes back and he gets the very important wicket of the Vincent captain. Bowled Sunil Ambris, bowled by Darren Ned for 35 from 14 deliveries with 5 fours and 2 sixes. Now they scored 93 for 3 miles.
Yes. Inside edge, pace on delivery
Yes.
by Ned. I think Ambris was really out of position. Weight was on the back foot. The ball was a bit full. Well bowled. Well, I guess we'll have to say well bowled by Ned and good thinking by the captain.
Yes, at least maybe he knew something that we didn't know. Making a switch of switching off himself and bringing back Ned. And I think now it's the game is about to get a little bit interesting now that Sunil just got out. Although the Vincentians have a very good start, a very fast start, it's interesting to see how the other batsmen are going to play. Interestingly, how Romano Pair will now play now that we have a new batsman in Dylan Douglas, right-handed batsman coming to the crease. So St. Vincent and the Grenadines 93 for 3 after 9.2 overs. The captain Sunil Ambridge just dismissed, bowled by Darren Ned for 35. A partnership of 49 between the two batsmen. Now we have Dylan Douglas, and it's going to be interesting to see the turn of events now, Matt.
Well, Douglas is the type of player that will go for his shots.
Is Ned again, a good delivery on the middle stump thereabout, and Douglas defending, back to the bowler, and there's no run. Coming off a wicket, you expect now that maybe the Grenadians will be feeling a little more comfortable, but as you said, the run rate increasing, maybe the captain have to be looking to his senior bowlers to sort of pull it back.
Certainly. I mean, this is an opening here, opportunity to try to put back the pressure. They haven't had that opportunity before this because they were hemorrhaging runs.
Yes, Ned again into Douglas. This one outside the off stump, looking to guide it down to third man, beating the bat, maybe beating for pace, man.
Yes, that one certainly carried through. Good intent by Douglas. Third man up in the circle. A little bit of room outside off stump. Anything he got onto that, once it didn't go straight to the fielder, would have definitely ran away for 4.
Ned again into Douglas. This delivery, a slower ball. It's in chance of a run out, but Ryan John would have decided not to have a shy at the stump. Maybe that one he didn't have anybody backing up, but another good delivery, a very good delivery, in fact, from Darren Ned, another dot ball, Miles, and that the captain Cyrus has, well, maybe we were wrong in maybe proven to have a master stroke. 3 dot balls and a delivery. Let's see what happens to this one to Douglas. Outside the off stump, Douglas is playing a beautiful shot through third man and point. That delivery, pace on the ball, and he just guided this one to the right of short third man, taking this to getting another boundary, sorry. And St. Vincent now moves on to 97 for 3 after 10 overs. A very good shot by Douglas, man. Very calculated and using the pace of Darren Ned.
Yes, certainly, good intent again. Very low risk shot, a good opportunity to get a boundary without really risking your wicket. And it's good to see that, that is the thinking that he is looking for, that low risk boundary option very early in his inning. As we said, this is a key point in the game. The pressure is a little bit off of the Grenadians. They have the opportunity now to pull it back.
Good shot. This delivery by Reddit, short delivery. Romano Pay maybe just looking to tuck this one for a boundary on the leg side, but signal wide by the umpire. Nicholas Reddit into his third over, 2 overs for 19 so far. Darren Ned just completed the previous over. He took his first wicket, 2 overs for 20. A good over, going for 5 runs after he was off to a difficult start. His first over cost him 15. And as you said, it's interesting. What could be 200, could be 160 or 170, depends on how the batsman goes. So Reddit again into Romano Pair. A short delivery, and he's pulling this one past short fine leg, and it now goes into the boundary. A good shot by Romano Pair, shot on the legs, and just pulling this one to the right of short fine leg, getting another boundary, and now the century, the 100 runs is up for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes, again, we look at the sensible batting. Again, another low-risk boundary option, using the pace, just has to beat fine leg in this case. There has not been any, not even a single to long on or long off, but there has been quite a few boundaries that has gone past the short fine leg fielder.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Miles. Reddit again, a short delivery, wayward down the leg side and signal wide by the umpire. A very interesting point that you made, Miles. This delivery, had Romano Pair just gotten anything on that to the left or the right of the field, it would have been another boundary. And you have long on, long off, you have deep cover or deep point. He hasn't fielded the ball for the spell of Nicholas Reddit. Now we see Keon George maybe just going over to Reddit, who has decided now to go around the wicket. So let's see if that tactic of changing from over to around the wicket will change the fortunes. A short delivery again down the leg side. Again down the leg side, and Romano Pair just turning this one to short fine leg. A valiant attempt by the keeper Dennis Smith diving, could not prevent a single. Now takes the score on to 104 for 3. Seems like my good friend Miles is now vacating his seat. And we now have President and Cricket West Indies Vice President Dr. Kishore Shallow joining here on the broadcast. Good afternoon, President Shallow. I'm sure that you may be a little bit happy with the Vincentian performance thus far.
Yeah.
This one pitched up, and Dylan Douglas trying to hit this one out of the park. A good catch taken at long on by Ryan John. It looked like maybe another slow delivery, but nonetheless, poor execution from Dylan Douglas results in him losing his wicket, and St. Vincent have lost another wicket. They are now 104 for 4. And as previously, Miles and I were saying that it's going to be very interesting to see how the other batsmen fare. Again, welcome Dr. Shallow to the broadcast.
Thanks, Liam. I don't know the Vincentian spectators and fans probably saying that I brought a wicket for the Grenadians. But yeah, I mean it's T20 cricket, so you expect that ball pitch up that Dylan would go for the shot over long on, but unfortunately didn't execute it well enough.
Yeah, now we have Kieran Kotoy coming to the crease, but Dr. Shallow, just want to move away from a little bit of the game and just ask you what are your views so far in the tournament for what you have seen?
It's for start, it's great just having the tournament resume. After obviously a couple of years because of the pandemic, extremely difficult times and still very challenging times. But we thought that it was absolutely important that we get cricket playing again at this level, and just to give the other players across the Windwards Islands the opportunity to just showcase their skills and talent, and obviously vie for a place in the Super 50 team.
All right, here is, and we'll get back to that. Reddit into Kotoy, a delivery on the leg stump, and Kotoy just turning this one for a single, 105 for 4. St. Vincent, Kieran Cotter, Jones, Romano Pierre, who is on 25. Are you satisfied with the level of cricket that you would have seen? I'm sure where we would have been hampered in some matches by the weather, but the matches that you would have seen, what are your assessments?
Yeah, well, a lot of rain coming across the region, and I must say credit to the ground staff at both Progress Park and Lassa Jess.
Short delivery again down the leg side, and Romano Pierre just pulling this one between square leg and short fine leg. A very, very poor delivery by Nicholas Redder. He has been bowling. The captain, Cyrus, maybe he should take some responsibility. Most of the deliveries have been on the leg side, and they have been sort of leaking boundaries or leaking runs on the leg side. Another boundary by Romano Pierre moves on to 29. The score is now 109 for 4. Sorry about that, Dr. Shalom.
No problem. And Liam, and just, because of the hard work and the great work from the ground staff, we have been able to get a lot of cricket over the last few days. And from what I've seen, even the guys would have been, I guess, not, they've been out of this level of cricket for some time. I think that we have seen some really good performances from different persons obviously putting up their hand, and I'm sure selectors will be looking at them keenly.
Yeah, this delivery, again, another short delivery to Romano Pierre, but the captain Cyrus made a switch and pulling this one to deep square leg, getting a single, takes the over comes to an end, 110 for 4 after 11 overs. Romano Pierre moves on to 30, and that's a very good point that you just made, Dr. Shallow. In the return of cricket at this level, it gives an opportunity for the selectors and just Windward Islands cricket to see how wide the pool of players is, and not just selecting or maybe looking at the contracted players. Also, it gives the opportunity for the upcoming best of the best matches for guys who would have performed to stick to fight for a spot in the Super 50 team later in October.
Yeah, and we have seen some new fellas, some new guys who haven't played for Windwards yet. They have put their hands up and say, well, I am here and give me an opportunity. And that's really great, and that's what this tournament is about.
Yeah, it's good. There's Darren Ned bowling on the leg stump. Romano Pierre just missing out on this one, but crosses for a leg by. Another leg by, signal by Roger Davis, umpire Roger Davis of St. Vincent.
Yeah, one of the things I would add, despite the pandemic, Liam, one of the advantages, and certainly we have seen it in this cricket over the last few days, is the fact that all of the countries in the Windward Islands, St. Vincent, Grenada, Dominica, and St. Lucia have all had a T10 tournament. And I think that has certainly surfaced a few players. And they have, represented. When you look at St. Lucia, almost a new team from what we have seen a couple years ago.
You just raised a very good point. In T10. His delivery outside the off stump, Cotter hitting this one too long off for another single. Good delivery by Darren Ned in the bowling to his field set by the captain. 112 for 4. Dr. Shallow, you just mentioned the T10, and so, all the countries would have had a version of the T10. Do you think that these tournaments should continue for the benefit of Windward Islands cricket? We get back to that. There's Darren Ned again into Romano Pierre. Outside the off stump, a misfield by Ryan John, allowing for the batsman to cross for a single. Ryan just misfielding what should have been an easy stop, but 113 for 4. So back to you, Dr. Shaw.
Yeah, in terms of these T10 tournaments, absolutely valuable to cricket, to Windwards cricket, from both a cricket perspective and a commercial perspective. I'm sure in Dominica you would have seen, family coming out, young boys, young girls coming out, and the whole atmosphere, and that is what we're used to in West Indies cricket.
Yes, that's true. Delivery outside the off stump to Darren Ned, a full delivery. Cotter just managing to get this one between cover and point for another single.
Yeah, and from a cricket perspective, we have seen that. I remember the very first time we had the edition in St. Vincent, the T10, and guys came out and wanted to blast from the very first ball. And then after, players start realizing this, is a lot of balls.
Good shot by Romano Pierre over cover. The batsman turned for 2, shy at the stumps, but cross comfortably. Romano Pierre hitting this one. So Dr. Shallow, back to you.
And we start seeing players now, pacing themselves a bit more, realizing, we still have a few balls where we can circle, and that is the batsman. And the bowlers obviously trying to be accurate from ball 1. And again, coming to this fortune now, today, unfortunately, your T20 come down to T20. But you could all see that they are almost like seasoned players.
Yeah, and the next question maybe I'd like to ask you from your position as vice president. I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but I'll still ask you. I think Barbados is scheduled to have the first T10. With the majority of countries now having a T10 tournament, is there any, from Cricket West Indies point of view, are they exploring having a T10 besides the 60 at the CPL?
There are discussions still in infancy stage,
Okay.
but there are discussion happening with our CEO and others, myself involved. Just discussing the possibility of how we could pull all of this together. Because again, there are values commercially, and in terms of the cricket as well. The more cricket we play, any format is better for us,
Indeed.
right? And if we can get up from the senior level go right down to the national levels, that is excellent. So I mean, we will continue those discussions with the right people. As you know, Liam, it's quite expensive to have
Yes,
tournaments,
it is.
regional tournaments, but we have to find creative ways of getting more cricket played across the region.
All right. We have Nicholas ready into his final over. St. Vincent 117 for 4. He's ready to Romano Pair. Short delivery again. And a misfield by wicketkeeper Dennis Smith. By signal by the umpire. So only one run coming from the misfield takes the total on to 118 for 4. 8 overs left. Well, just under 8 overs in the match shortened to 20 overs. Dr. Shallow, any predictions from St. Vincent at this point? You want to put on your magician hat to maybe give us some projections as to where
I'll tell you after this ball.
Okay, Redhead is into Koto, a very important delivery. And this one is over long off. A beautiful shot by Kieran Koto, just playing through the line and hitting this one for 6. A beautiful shot over long off. Now takes the score on to 124 for 4. So after this 6, I'd really like to hear what is Dr. Shallow's views in terms of the projected score for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Well, with just under 8 overs remaining, I think St. Vincent will be looking at 10 runs and over at minimum. And if they get that, then they're looking at over 200 runs. I think 200 runs would be a good total. By no means the Grenadians are going to come out defeated. They're going to think that they have a very good chance as well. So it should really be an exciting encounter this afternoon.
Yes, it should be. Right, then again into Kotoy, looking to sort of replicate the shot of the previous delivery, but just getting an inside half of the bat. Too long on, where the captain, Daryl Cyrus, fielded, and they crossed for another single. Redhead into his final over. So far, he has gone for 38 runs, picking up 1 wicket. Romano Pair is on 34 from 29, and Kieran Kotoy, the other batsman, on 10. Dr. Shallow, you just spoke about the resources, and just get back to that after this delivery. Another slower ball, Romano Pair hitting this one too long off. Maybe you have to say it's tough on the captain to say it's a drop catch, but it is. Daryl Cyrus dropping this one, which goes for another boundary, takes the score on to 129 it is, I see. 129 for 4. Romano Pair moves on to 38. Dr. Shallow, we were just speaking about the resources. How difficult it is for Windward Islands cricket to sort of pull off these sort of tournaments in the current times. Get back to that. Here's Redhead. Delivery. Romano Pair driving to mid-off. A good stop by Ryan John, diving to his left. 130 for 4. One delivery in the spell for Redhead. And St. Vincent going at 10.1 free runs per over with 7.1 overs remaining. Batsman at the crease, Romano Pair on 31, Kieran Kotoy 10 from 5. So Redhill in the final delivery of his spell into Kotoy, and this delivery, Kotoy giving himself some room and missing outside the off stump, which takes the over to the end. And now after 13 overs, 130 for 4. So just back to you, Dr. Shallow, in terms of the difficulty of hosting these competitions.
Yeah, the biggest challenge we have in these tournaments is obviously finance.
Yes.
They're expensive. A tournament like this would cost, maybe including airfare and so on, it would cost closer to 250,000 EC. And so to have this tournament, and you have to do it at the senior level, men, you have to do it for women, you have to do it under 19 and under 15 as well. So it is a lot of financial, resources have to be spent, and obviously you want a great standard because you want to replicate almost the same, similar environment or conditions to what they will be playing at the next level.
Yes.
And so to ensure that everything is, but I'll tell you, Liam, it is absolutely necessary that these tournaments are played.
This one just edged by Romano Pierre. Looking to hit this one over mid-off or long off, but nonetheless, he got a boundary. Takes him to 43 or 32. The score now moves on to 134 for 4. Darren Ned into his final over. Just back to you, Dr.
Yeah,
Shallow.
just to add that, it's obviously critical to have the association's involvement and cooperation. And if I continue, so I mean, it's Windwards coordinating, but the input and the support, I mean, from the National St. Vincent and the Grenada Cricket Association, Dominican Cricket Association, St. Lucia National Cricket Association, and of course, host country in this tournament, Grenada Cricket Association, for them to all agree that we have to host this tournament and to put together the resources to have it. Much commendation to all of them.
This one hit to long on. Sherman Lewis drops this one at long on. What would have been a regulation catch by someone of that standard of Darren Ned, Kieran Cotter dropped at long on and results in a single to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Quite unfortunate there. You would expect Sherman to take that comfortably. I think that he just went a little too low, maybe too casual at force, and then tried to take it too low.
Maybe
in fact, Liam, he tried to, I think he sat on the grass.
Yes.
And tried to take that one.
I'm sure his captain would have been upset. After that start, they'll be really looking to get these wickets to pull back the score. Here's Darren Ned again in his final over. 2 Romano Pierre. Cutting outside the off stump, missing. A good delivery from Darren Ned. 136 for 4. Romano Pierre is 44 from 34, and Kieran Cotter 11 from 7. So, Dr. Shallow, one of the things that is being pushed, and obviously, is the involvement of women's cricket. You now see they having much more tournaments for women. From the Windward Islands point of view, how do we sort of adapt to that increase in cricket for the women?
Yeah, the female game is definitely growing. Women, girls, it's growing globally. And, speaking as Cricket West Indies, we have to ensure that we keep up with the rest of the world, if not surpass where possible. And it's very similar for Windward Islands, that we have to ensure that our girls and our ladies are given the opportunity.
It's delivery by slower ball by Darren Ned, and Kieran Cotter launching this one high and hard over mid-wicket boundary for 6. And Kieran Cotter, maybe he's looking to take advantage of that drop chance. A 6 of the last ball of Darren Ned's delivery. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 to 39. St. Vincent 143 for 4 with 6 overs left. Dr. Shallow?
Yes, great going here by St. Vincent, of course. But just to get back to the women and what Windwards have been doing over the last, say, year or so is investing heavily in our girls' cricket. So we hosted USA under 19 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Then we hosted Trinidad and Tobago under 19. And we have seen some of our young players progressing, whether it's the West Indies under 19 or even in the West Indies senior team. Janella Glasgow, who is only 19 years old, she is in the West Indies setup. We have Zeta James and a few others. And even at the senior level, we see Kiana, Joseph, and there are others who are there who are pushing. So no doubt, once we invest in female cricket, we are going to have players moving on to the next level, and that obviously going to help West Indies cricket, because I could say that my colleagues across the region and the different territories, they too are investing or trying to invest more in female cricket, and hopefully that helps to position West Indies women team ultimately to a better position in global cricket.
All right, we now have a change at the far end. Ryan John replaces Nicholas Redhead, who bowled 4 overs, 1 for 43. Ryan John has so far bowled 1 over for 7 runs. He now bowls to Romano Pierre, who's on 45. Dr. Charlotte, just to this game a bit, what have you felt about the tactics by the Grenadian bowlers, or the Grenadian captain? When we get back to that, well, it's a dead ball. So far, Sherman Lewis has bowled 2 overs. Ryan John is into his second over. Dennis George, 2 overs, none for 15. And Darren Ned and Nicholas Redhead have so far bowled 4 overs each, the quarter of 4. And the captain, Daryl Cyrus, after picking up 5 wickets yesterday, only bowling 1 over. What do you feel about the tactics to sort of employ maybe a pace-heavy attack?
Well, I don't know. Ryan seemed to be, I don't know if he's nervous here, but he has pulled out his round
Yes, again.
too high. Yeah. But, I mean, they obviously are under fire here, under attack from the SVG players. It has been smart batting so far from them, and I think they have put the pressure on them. I'm surprised that Darrell only bowled 1 over so far. Yes, it's 1 over 17 runs, but that's against St. Vincent best player, the captain, Sunil Lambris. And I think, like spinner, he probably should have, at least bowled another over by, back himself, to bowl the next over, having, taken 5 wickets yesterday.
Yes, certainly. I agree with that. I thought the tactics are, maybe that's the team strategy in terms of how they plan to execute their plan. But I felt maybe that the spinners, even Dennis George has so far bowled 2 overs, 1 for 15. And with only 5.4 overs left, it will be interesting to see the bowling changes that will be made by the captain, Darryl Cyrus.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a case of, because obviously teams are still looking at putting players in that training squad for Windwards.
If a final on the line, Dr. Shallow, do you think that's really what is happening, that the captain is maybe looking to get the players into the best of the best squad, which will bowl off on Friday, the trial matches which will bowl off on Friday?
Well, there are 5 overs remaining after this one, Liam, and Ryan has 2 more overs, Sherman has 2, Darrell, who was the best bowler yesterday, he has 3,
and Dennis George has
Dennis
2.
George,
Yeah, some tactics, maybe only the Grenadian captain could give us his views on maybe how he decided to proceed. But on the face of things, it's maybe a bit strange, but St. Vincent nonetheless are capitalizing on some poor bowling by the Grenadians. 146 for 4, going at almost 10 runs per over. 10 runs per over, that's a very good strike rate to be going in a T20 match. 10 runs per over. You should get to 200 or thereabout. 180 in any 2020 match is a competitive score.
And the reality is they have St. Vincent still has some big hitters to come.
Yes.
You have Asif, you have Dillon, Denver. These guys can hit the ball, so they'll be looking at a minimum 10 overs from here. So definitely looking like a score, unless these guys bowl really well to close off the innings. This look like a very big target this afternoon.
I'm sure so far the Vincentians will be thinking maybe they have one hand on the trophy at this point, 143. Maybe just a little bit too early, but they're surely in a comfortable position and in a commanding position. At this point, you would say St. Vincent can only beat themselves in a sense with the position that they have put themselves in. And Romano Pierre has been playing a very, very smart innings. He's on 47 from 37. He was going at a runner ball, and when his captain got out, he upped the ante a little bit. And here he is again facing to Ryan John. A delivery outside the off stump. Good delivery from Ryan, missed by Romano, but the Vincentians have been playing very smart cricket from ball number 1.
Well, and again, as I mentioned earlier about T10 cricket, and Romano Pierre is one who has certainly benefited from playing in a T10 tournament. Before, you would have considered Romano to be someone for the longer version of the game. And we have seen how his game actually evolved over the 4 editions of Vinci Premier League. And that's one of the important things about playing different formats. You get to, try different things and get a better understanding of your skill set and maybe adapt if you're capable of doing so. But Liam, I know Vincent's probably thinking, yes, this is a very strong position to be in. 5 overs remaining, you're thinking that you get to close to 200. But even 200 on the surface, if you don't bowl properly,
yes.
it is still a total that is gettable. And I'm thinking that the Grenadians would be thinking, so let us restrict them under 200 here, and then we could just come out and give ourselves a chance, because the St. Vincent bowling attack is not as strong as their batting lineup, right? And that is something the Captain Sudal Lambris will be very mindful of. Johan, Jeremiah, and the other batters, Teddy Bishop, and these guys will be mindful of that as well.
Yeah, that's very true. We just saw Grenada chasing 260 against Dominica in 40 overs comfortably, winning with a few overs to spare. And credit must go to the ground staff for the pitches that have been prepared at the two venues, the both venues that have been used. The pitch has been true good for batting and bowling, and that's what you want for good cricket. So Sherman Lewis back into the attack to Kieran Kotoy, and this one is pulling to deep mid wicket where they get a single, takes the score to 148 for 4. Just Dr. Shallow a little bit off again, but in your position as the CWI Vice President, the Men's World Cup. The team is going off to the qualifiers. Well, in fact, some of them would be in Australia already. Just saw that a change is Shamar Brooks is replacing Shimron Hetmaya. I just saw. So what are your views in terms of, the performance of the team? What do you sort of expect in the qualifying round? And this delivery, Romano Pierre is guided, just edging this one to wicketkeeper Dennis Smith. A good delivery from Sherman Lewis and caught behind. Timely breakthrough for the Grenadian team. Romano Pierre caught behind for 47 of 39 balls to Sherman Lewis, who just replaced Darren Ned. Wicket now falling 148 for 5, Dr. Shallow.
Yeah, coming off for the CPL, a very successful CPL by all means. But in terms of the performance of our players as well, it was great to see, players like Brandon King, same Shamar Brooks I just mentioned, Johnson Charles,
Yes.
and a lot of these other players putting their hands up. Ravman Powell, I think, was an exceptional captain during the tournament. And our bowlers, see some bowlers coming back in, like Sheldon Cottrell and so on, who was out on injury. So it's good. It's a good balanced team, I believe. Credit to lead selector Desmond Haynes and his panel for selecting this team. And I think the preparation, is good. If you look at, those series we have played, we would have hoped to win probably one or two more series, but we have played quite a bit of cricket prior to this World Cup. We had New Zealand, we had India, we had Bangladesh, and then we had the CPL, and we go now and play 2 matches against Australia. And
Yes.
some argue that it's probably a blessing that we're playing the qualifiers. So that will, we expect to come out the qualifiers, and then hopefully that sort of, give us good preparation going into the ultimate World Cup.
Okay.
And who knows after that? And any day,
That's right.
it's a
It's
matter of the
cricket,
better
it's
team. Exactly.
One of the players you just mentioned, Asif Hooper, replaces Romano Pierre. Short delivery by Sherman Lewis outside the off stump. Hooper cuts this one to deep point. A very good stop by, is it Keon? No, it's Johan Jeremiah. Diving to stop this one at the deep point boundary. Now takes the score to 150. St. Vincent 150 from 101 deliveries with 14 fours and 5 sixes. So now we have Hooper joining Kotoy. Dr. Shallow, what do you think maybe are projections at this point?
I still think 200, Liam. I still think they could get to 200. Again, you just need one big over, and we have seen this so often in T20 cricket. One big over, of maybe 15 to 20 runs, and that could then. Kieran Kotoy, as we all know, he's quite capable of that, hitting those big overs. Obviously, on the contrary, on the opposite side, if Grenada picks up 2 quick wickets, hey, St. Vincent could be struggling to get to 175, and that is just the beauty of this game, cricket.
Yeah, I think a lot rests on Kotoy for the remainder of the 4.2 overs. Sherman Lewis back into the attack in the context of this game. It's a very good over so far. 2.5 overs he has for 22 runs, and he's sort of looking to pull back things for his captain. As you said, maybe Grenada might just look to just get some momentum heading into their batting innings. With the way that the wicket has been playing, 200 is still a gettable chase at this ground. The outfield is fast, wicket is playing very good. So Sherman and the rest of the bowlers will be looking to restrict the Vincentians to a score, maybe 170 thereabout if possible. Another good delivery to end the over. A slower ball by Sherman with 4 overs left. St. Vincent at a run rate of 9.44, 151 for 5. So Kieran Cotoy on 20 of 14 balls and Asif Hooper, 3 runs from 2 balls, are the batsmen of the crease.
Yeah, good batting so far from St. Vincent to get to 150 with 4 overs remaining. They would see it necessary now to close off the innings with really a flurry of boundary where he can actually, I think, at least 1 boundary over, right? Whether it's a 4 or a 6, they would need to get them at that 10 runs or over score. But again, it's really interesting. You see, I don't know if it's a little too late for the Grenadians, bringing Sherman back now. I think it maybe was a strategy to just leave him for the last few overs. Ryan John, he has his 2, but you're going to need an over, I think, from someone else. So who's going to bowl that one day?
I put my money on Dennis George. I think Dennis George will bowl
so you think that over. So that is it for Cyrus for the rest of this innings?
It looks like that. With 4 overs left, you have 3 between Ryan and Sherman, and my money would be on Dennis George when he picked up a wicket, and I would put my money on Dennis George. But this delivery outside the off stump and a huge 6 over extra cover, sort of wide mid-off by Asif Hooper. Takes his score to 157, and Dr. Shallow, Asif is not somebody that you can underestimate at this period of the match.
No, he's very dangerous. He hits the ball cleanly, and he's one of those very smart cricketers. So even in between those big hits, he'll rotate the strike, really good pick up the twos, and he's just full of energy. As if I was speaking to President Dwayne Gill of Grenada Cricket Association a while ago, and just showing him his enthusiasm of cheering since the game started, Liam. He has been cheering on his teammates, and now he's in the middle. He's going to try and see how he can help them to go over the line today.
Ryan John trying to rebound from that 6 into Asif Hooper. This one through mid-wicket. Asif getting 2 runs. Look, there's a chance of a run out, and somebody is out. Let's see who is going to be given. Oh, the 2 batsmen are almost side by side, and Kieran Cotter is walking off a very, very poor run with losing a wicket at this critical juncture. Dr. Shallow, I'm not too sure what really happened. Some miscommunication between the 2 batsmen.
Yeah, generally 2 very good runners between the wickets. I don't know, there was some uncertainty there. I think the first one, had they gone very hard,
yes,
on the first run with a decision to go for the second. But I think to go for the second, it was almost like a very last minute indeed. But had they gone from the very start looking for the 2, I think it was there.
Yeah, that's true, because the fielder had options. At any end, he would have thrown the ball. There would have been a possibility of a run out at any end. So certainly miscommunication resulting in a wicket that I'm sure that Captain Sunil Ambrish wouldn't like to have lost at this period. Well, with 4 overs to go.
Because they're 2 very clean hitters of the cricket ball. But I'm thinking that at this stage, you have to run every run really hard, just in case you can capitalize on a second. And I think they missed an opportunity. That really should have been 2.
Yes, certainly at this stage of the game, you basically have to be looking to run everything hard. And now the pressure is on Asif to sort of bat to the end of the inning. And this delivery is in the air. 2 square leg, 1 bounce into, well, a good stop by, is it Johan Jeremiah? A delivery on the pads, and Asif looking to hit this one over square leg, resulting in 2 runs to the square leg boundary. Maybe if they had a deep square leg, Dr. Shallow, things would have been a little bit interesting, as the fieldsman would have taken that catch.
Yeah, well, I think the approach here is try and bowl straight, right, as possible. If you're going to be full, then I probably prefer, and as you see Asif trying to do that same shot again.
This one over mid-wicket by Asif, and the fielder, Johan Jeremiah, picks up cleanly enough, and results in a single, takes the total to 161 for 6 with 3.2 overs left. And then Kenneth Demba replaces Kieran Cotter, and certainly the wicket of Cotter could change the score from being maybe 210 to to about 190.
Well, Denver would probably try and prove you wrong.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he cannot bat, but just looking at the prowess of Courtois in terms of muscling the ball over the boundary.
You see, at this stage, because they're all going to come out and hitting, and they're all so capable of launching those sixes, then they probably would just think that once we could bat these 20 overs and run properly and get that boundary, you will still get to 200 or close to 200.
But nonetheless, as they say, runs on the board is runs on the board. This delivery, a full delivery Yorker length, and Denver is driving to the captain, Daryl Cyrus, at long off. One delivery to go in the 17th over. St. Vincent 162 for 6. Batsmen out Gideon Pope 14, Desron Manoli 12, Romano Pear 47, Sunil Ambris 35, Dylan Douglas 4, and Kieran Courtois 20. Sherman Lewis has picked up 2 wickets. Dennis George, Darren Ned, and Nicholas Redhead have picked up 1 wicket each and a run out, which takes the presently 162 for 6 with 1 over to go in the 17th. Again, here's Ryan John. A good delivery. Looks seem to be going down leg, Dr. Shallow. Nonetheless, Ryan John, maybe a little bit of gamesmanship. Appealing for LBW, but the umpire hasn't signaled, so it looked like he got an inside edge to 163 for 6. The total moves on to, 163 after 17 overs. Dr. Shallow, we spoke about Asif and his big heart. I think maybe he's one of the few cricketers I've ever seen who is such a teammate in that sense. He's a person that would get out this delivery, and the next delivery he would be in the pavilion shouting to his teammates, let's go, let's get it done. And if you just look at Asif, the way that he operates, he's somebody that you really want around your team.
Yeah, he's one of those players. You need at least one in your team, Liam.
Yes.
He is full of energy, and he's a selfless cricketer. So he celebrates the success of the other teammates. Always enjoying his cricket. And he just brings a fantastic atmosphere to any team, whether local cricket, or whether he's captain or he's in the senior team here, as an off spinner mainly and a low order batter.
Certainly. Sherman Lewis again into Asif. This delivery, a slower ball, chance of a run out by Daryl Cyrus, but good backing up by, is it Shondell Regis? Yes, it's Shondell Regis coming off the deep mid wicket boundary to prevent a second.
And just to note that the last over, right, as quiet as it may have seemed, it went for 12 runs.
Yes.
So you just need that one boundary. If you get that one boundary every over, and you rotate the strike for the others, then you should be near 10 runs over. And you would think that 10 more from here, 10 runs each from here, would take them to close to 190, well, just over 190.
Yes.
And after that, you just need 2 sixes, right, which could get them. But I tell you what, this game is going to be, going to come down to a nail-biting finish.
I believe so. We're in for some excitement today. Sherman again into Denver. This delivery down the leg side, a good take by Dennis Smith. Not signal wide by the umpire, so that would have been coming off the pad. So a good stop by Dennis Smith. Another dot ball. Sherman Lewis he's been bowling very well, Dr. Shallow. He's in his final over of his spell. He has so far bowled 3.2 overs, 2 for 23. And in the context of this match, his economy rate is 6.9. So that's excellent.
Very good from Sherman.
A very good shot by Denver. A very, very good shot between backward point and short third man. A short delivery outside the off stump. And Denver just using the angles and dabbing this one through the vacant position and getting 4 runs. A very good shot, Dr. Shallow, by
Very
Denver.
intelligent cricket there from Denver. Saw the gap. And know that Sherman is bowling there just about outside half stump and used the pace.
Yes.
Really clever batting from him, and he's capable of this. So far, 5 runs from the over. Another 3 deliveries to go. This look like it should go for at least, unless there's a wicket in this over, I would expect that this one to be another 10 runs at least.
Yeah, and it forced a change by Captain Cyrus, bringing in deep square leg and pushing the deep point out. So it's interesting to see how Sherman will bowl his delivery. This delivery, a good ball, full, and Denver obliging hitting it down to long on for a single. The throw goes into the keeper and results in a single. St. Vincent 170 it is for 6 with 2.2 overs left. 10 runs per over shouldn't be that difficult with the batsmen that St. Vincent have in the lineup.
Well, they have Dylan Johnson, who, there's some argument whether he should have been in this lineup today or not.
That's for you guys.
But his batting at this stage of the innings is quite useful.
Yes.
And he can hit some long balls. So no doubt that I'm sure he will be the one walking to the crease if there's another wicket in this innings, and he can do some damage to the Grenadian attack.
Well, I'm sure when he comes in, it's going to be exciting because he will go. There's this delivery outside the off stump, and Asif Hooper cut into deep cover where Jeremiah fields and fires in a very good return to Dennis Smith. And with 2 overs left, I mean, basically most of the batsmen coming in will be looking to muscle the ball over the boundary, but then you could take the approach so similar to Denver and maneuver the gaps and still get the boundary.
This is a very important final delivery here. Only
Yes.
7 runs so far off this over. If Sherman can keep this to 1 run, right, I think that would be a good way to finish his spell here. Let's
Yes.
see how he goes.
Let's see how it goes. Final delivery for Sherman Lewis. A very good delivery, Dr. Shallow, to finish off his spell on middle stump thereabout, and Denver looking to muscle this one from mid-wicket, only getting inside half of the bat to square leg for a single. A beautiful spell by Sherman Lewis, someone of his caliber, finishing with two wickets for 30 runs, and in the context of the game where St. Vincent are going at almost 10 runs per over, Dr. Shallow, 4 overs, 2 for 30 is a brilliant spell by Sherman.
Well, I'm just looking at the scorecard now, and okay, so I was wondering if it was going to be a case of Ryan John coming back now and then leaving the final over to someone who was probably, I don't know if we can say he was hiding.
Well, the captain has taken the responsibility,
it,
I was wrong in believing that Dennis would have bowled the over. Now the captain has taken the responsibility to bowl that extra over that's needed, so you would bank it would be Cyrus this over and Ryan to bowl the final
Ryan
one.
would definitely bowl the final one. But, I mean, like I said, 5 wickets yesterday. Normally a decent bowler, quite consistent. I think he should have backed himself to come in and probably pick up 2 wickets in the middle of the innings.
Certainly.
And I think he probably missed an opportunity. But, maybe he was just not feeling himself today. And but again, as captain, he probably decided that, I have to take this one for my team. And let me try and see how I can restrict them in this second to last over.
Yeah, not often do you hear in the Caribbean region that in a T20 match or a shortened 50-over match or 20 overs that you have only 4 overs of spin.
Yeah, yes. Well, is it 4? Well, 4 after this over.
Yes, 4 after this over, yes.
Yes.
So this is a very interesting over. You said the last ball. Let's see Cyrus into Denver.
Oh,
It was a very short delivery.
Got away with that one.
I believe so. I believe
I tell you,
Denver should have been looking to hit that one over one of the boundaries of his choice, because that was a very, very short delivery by Cyrus, and
Yes.
only managed to get a single.
I believe that the approach, his strategy was to give Asif the strike against C. And so Denver looking just to give Asif that the strike, actually, decided to sacrifice that opportunity to hit that one for 6.
And knowing Sunil, I think Sunil would have wanted him to hit that one over the boundary. It was a long hop, to be honest, a
Yes.
very, very, very short delivery. And Denver should have been looking to capitalize on that one. But let's see if that sort of delivery is bowled to Asif, what would be his intentions.
The pressure is definitely on Captain Cyrus here
Yes.
to deliver a very good over after holding back himself for such a long time, and to come and bowl this over. It shows some heart from him as well.
Yes.
Good bowling.
He seems to be bowling a little bit quicker in this over. He's not looking maybe to spin the ball. So he seems to be bowling maybe his top spinners, having the ball just come on and just skid on to prevent the batsman maybe from using their feet. So far it's a good strategy in 2 balls, only 1 run off the 2 balls. So it's a good strategy in his return. Let's see how the rest of the over pans out. Excellent delivery by Daryl Cyrus. Chance for a run out. Appeal to the umpire, and he's out. He's out. So what a very good throw from Keon George at square leg, preventing a second run, and Asif Hooper has just been run out at a very, very critical stage of this inning. 172 for 7, and I'm sure that the Vincentians would have been disappointed to lose Asif at this point of the match.
But Liam, I don't know if you observed that though. And I mean, it will be interesting. I'm sure later on, persons are going to be looking at that replay because the keeper did not take that ball cleanly. So unless the ball, ricocheted onto the stump, then that is the only how he could have been out. I'm not sure if Roger actually saw that he dropped the ball. Roger Davis, the square leg umpire.
Well, we do not have.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, on the naked eye, it looked out from the naked eye because where we are at our vantage point, you don't have the benefit of a replay.
Yeah.
But you saw Hooper coming out. He was very disappointed.
I don't think it is a matter of if you reach or not. I just think it's a matter if the keeper actually collected the ball.
You just heard Asif saying that as he was walking off.
Right.
That he didn't think that the keeper collected the ball cleanly.
Yes,
but at the end of the day, the umpire, Roger Davis, raised his finger, and now we have Dylan Johnson coming to the crease. And knowing the Dylan that I know, somebody over mid-wicket is either going to be picking the ball up beyond the boundary or he's going to get caught maybe deep mid-wicket.
I tell you what, with Cyrus, skidding those balls on as he seems to be doing right now, just bowling flat and straight. I think he'll be looking to bowl down Dylan as well. Dylan is going to try to go over long on.
Or deep mid-wicket. That area over there is going to be his area. So we'll see now. And Cyrus is now bowling to Johnson. And a fast delivery, him is looking to go downtown, as they say. Just managing to get a single too long on. But Dr. Shallow, what would have seemed to be a score over 200 is now maybe looking at maybe 190 thereabouts. So maybe Grenada is sort of pulling themselves back into this game.
And if they manage to finish well here, then they will go in at halftime with a little momentum. Having pullbacks in Vincent restrict them, under 200 from where they were in the first 10 overs or so. They will think that, good job, let us finish it today.
Momentum is key in these formats. This delivery, a full toss, and it signaled no ball. It signaled no ball for over the waist. So now we have a free hit for Dylan Johnson.
I'll tell you what, Liam, you just be happy that he got away with that one.
That one should have been, again.
That could have been 6 and a no ball.
Again, Denver missed out on a full toss that he should have capitalized on. But I'm sure Dylan is looking to go down very far. And again, very well bowled by Daryl Cyrus, preventing Dylan from getting under these deliveries to launch them in his favorite area, which is from long on to deep mid-wicket. So Cyrus, Dr. Charles, only 6 runs in this over.
Yes, good comeback here from Captain Cyrus.
Another full toss, and Denver is pulling this one between square leg and long on, and it signals another no ball. It's another no ball. That's 2 in the over by Daryl Cyrus, and Denver surely capitalized on that full toss.
Is that one over the waist again? Or?
Well, it should be 2 over the waist because it's 2. That's 2 full tosses.
That one didn't look that high, quite frankly, though.
Yeah, but signaled no ball.
So I'm not sure. I was looking to see if the square leg umpire signaled it.
Free hit. A good delivery, wide outside the off stump, and Denver only managing to get a single to deep cover. And now heading into the final over, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, after winning the toss and batting, 183 for 7. Dylan Johnson and Kenneth Denver, the batsmen at the crease, the run rate 9.63. So we now have the final over. St. Vincent will be looking to at least, they could still get 200, so they'll be looking to get maybe at least 12 of this last over to sort of prevent Grenada from going in with momentum.
Well, St. Vincent is going to be looking to get, as many as possible.
Yes.
They're going to be thinking, let us still target that 200 score. A big 17 runs here can get them. But Ryan John, quite capable, one of the better white ball bowlers in the Windwards.
Yes.
He is going to be thinking, let's keep this under under 10, and maybe with a wicket or two, it could be probably about 6 runs. So he's going to try and finish the innings off for the Grenadians. But I do look forward to the innings, though, from the Grenadians. I'm really excited about Teddy Bishop.
Yes.
He's really talented. It'll be interesting to see how he comes up. Dennis Smith is quite talented. Scored a decent 83, I think it was, against Dominica.
Yes.
To win that game. And
you also have Johan Jeremiah and Shondell Reggie scored a half century in the last match.
So they do have some batting.
Yes.
Ned, I understand, is an exciting
Ned is
talent.
a very attractive talent that you have, and he can hit the ball. Yeah. And the Grenadians, there's a mix in their batting lineup. They have the guys, Ryan John and so on, who can muscle the ball over the boundary, and Jeremiah and the others. So it's the final over. Ryan John around the wicket to a very good delivery, full toss down the ground. And it's a beautiful shot by Kenneth Demba, taking advantage of a full toss straight back past the bowler for 4 runs. Takes the total on to 187 for 7. A good start to the over, Dr. Shallow, for St. Vincent.
Yes, and I could see Captain Sonal Lambris there and cheering on, and he looking quite confident. You can know when Sonal is worried, and at this point, I think he believes that he has enough on the board.
Sure, certainly Asif Hooper is there as well. That same big-hearted teammate. Here's Ryan John again.
Whoa.
A beautiful shot by Kenneth Demba in the slot, as you say, and swung away over deep mid-wicket for 6 runs. Ryan John missing his length, Dr. Shallow. Maybe looking to bowl some Yorkers. But so far, 10 runs off 2 balls in the final over.
That's 10 from 2. Another 4 deliveries to get 7 runs just to get them to 200 mark. They will back themselves to get 200 from here.
And psychologically, 200 runs always puts a different pressure on the chasing team.
Well, it's 10 runs and over.
Yeah, from the start. The start.
You know, but disappointing start from Ryan John. But again, it's just that change of energy. He was bowling well from down that end, and just to come here and bowl from this end, this final delivery, this final over, pressure is on him now.
Here's Asif signaling to Demba that he should keep going. And this delivery, a short delivery, pulling through mid-wicket. Kenneth Demba, a good short ball from Ryan John, only resulting in a single, 194 for 7 with 3 balls to get. So Grenada will be looking to prevent St. Vincent from getting that psychological score of 200, while St. Vincent will be hoping they can get a few more boundaries. And I can tell you one thing, with Dylan Johnson at the crease facing, there are chances of maybe 2 sixes could be hit in the last 3 balls.
If he bowls any length ball, it's going to go quite far. I think these vehicles down here could be under threat to him.
Yes.
You know?
We saw Alec Asanas breaking a window already at one of the matches, so let's hope that the vehicle owners are safe for the rest of the deliveries. But St. Vincent will be hoping that Dylan can be his usual self when he connects and be hitting this one maybe somewhere over mid-wicket or long on. Let's see what Ryan has to say about that bowling to Johnson.
Slow ball. Should take
an easy catch. It was a very good ball by Ryan. Maybe a little too slow. And Johnson playing in advance of the delivery, be reaching to him, and a soft dismissal in the end, though, Dr. Shallow, in my estimation.
I think it's a smart bowling from Ryan John. He knows that Dylan is going to be, trying to use that long handle and just swiping across the ground to come down to cow corner. And I think taking the pace off the ball is always effective at this stage of the innings. And he executed it really well. Credit to him.
Yeah, good bowling by Ryan John. But interestingly and importantly for St. Vincent, Kenneth Demba retains his strike for the final 2 deliveries. And the way that he has been going the previous deliveries, you back him to at least hit 1 boundary or a 6. He's on 25 from 12 balls. So he has been striking at over 208 in his strike rate. So St. Vincent will be hoping that Kenneth Demba can maximize these 2 deliveries.
2 more deliveries to go.
Very well bowled by Ryan. Very good delivery. And good fielding by the fieldsman. A Yorker. Kenneth Demba only managing to get a single. So it's 1 delivery to go, Dr. Shallow, with 195.
6 takes them over. Well, 4 gets them to 199, and the target is still 200.
Yes.
And 6 runs get them over to 200.
But psychologically, they'll be wanting Rayon Williams, the new batsman, to hit this one over the boundary so that Grenada would be chasing
And
200.
I tell you what, he's quite
from the
capable
start.
of hitting. One of the biggest sixes I've seen in Annisville is from Ryan John.
Okay. So let's see. Ryan John into him now. The final delivery of the innings. It's
And he gets
and
the
it's
wicket.
out. It looks like it's LBW. It looks like. So a good delivery by Ryan John, getting a wicket of the final delivery. LBW, Ryan Williams to Ryan John, and the innings closes at 195 for 9. St. Vincent and the Grenadines finishing the 20 overs at 195 for 9, a run rate of 9.75. Dr. Shallow, your views on the innings that we would have seen?
It is a very good target. Definitely, finals, you have to add a few runs to that. There'll be some scoreboard pressure. And I think that's one of the reasons why St. Vincent and the Grenadines won the toss and elected to bat first, because they wanted to put the score up on the board and put the pressure on the Grenadians. The Grenadians so far in this tournament, they have started a bit slowly. Johan like to build innings and play himself, and it'll be interesting to see if he comes and open this afternoon in this encounter. But I do think that St. Vincent would be the happier team at half time. However, because of the talent that is in the dressing room of the Grenadians, right, and the Grenadian team, I do think that they have the ability there to still score these runs, or at least get very close to it and making this game into an exciting final. They do have home support, Liam.
Yes.
And we can't forget that. You have seen, if you look across, there's some vehicles there, and in the stand over there, I saw some school children all there,
Yes.
and some others cheering them on. So you're going to have the crowd behind them, pushing them to go all the way, and they won't want to disappoint. So I think it's a good target, but I do think that Grenada, you cannot write off Grenada at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure with the way that the pitch has been playing, you don't write off Grenada. As you said, they have the 12th man in the home support. They obviously knowing the conditions as well, would be knowing the angles and the areas of the field. But nonetheless, I thought it was a very good innings from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Maybe they would have expected to get over 200, but in a T20 to get 195 on the board, I think they will be very, very happy with the position that they finished. Although Grenada may have been happy as well, because at one point they were at least staring down 220 thereabouts. So to pull it back a little bit psychologically, under 200, they would, they have to back themselves. And again, we play in a final, so that's the big players usually relish these opportunities to come good in this situation.
Well,
So, go ahead.
yeah, well, winning is a habit, and because they have won the last couple games that they've played, they'll be thinking, listen, we can get this. That score that they got successfully against Dominica, 261, I think it was. They got it for 5 wickets, and in about 45 overs thereabout. That would give them confidence that they could actually chase this target as well, which is less than 200. We're thinking just smart batting, maybe you play some aggressive strokes up in the power play, then you rotate the strike and just bat sensible. Look at the run rate, and I think that they'll be thinking that they have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, certainly they have to believe that they have a chance. Also, yesterday, the last round, they coming off a victory over St. Vincent, winning comfortably. So they have to back themselves to get the 196 for victory. So as we just go through the St. Vincent and the Grenadines scorecard, after winning the toss and batting, Kidron Pope, 14 runs from 12 balls. Desron Maloney, 12 from 11 balls. Romano Pierre, 47 from 39. Sonny Lambris, the captain, 35 from 14. Dylan Douglas, 4 from 5 balls. Kieran Kotoy, 20 from 14. Asif Hooper, 17 from 11. Kenneth Demba not out, 26 from 13. Dylan Johnson, 2 from 3. Ryan Williams, no score of 1 ball. And Darius Martin, he didn't get to face. And the bowling for Grenada, Sherman Lewis, 4 overs, 2 for 30. Ryan John, 4 overs, 2 for 35. Dennis George, 2 overs, 1 for 15. Darren Ned, 4 overs, 1 for 39. Nicholas Redhead, 4 overs, 1 for 43. And the captain, Daryl Cyrus, only 2 overs, none for 29. So in your estimation, Dr. Shallow, needing 9.75 thereabout to win, what do you think should be the Grenadians batsmen approach to this target?
Well, again, I think up front, and what if I was part of the management team, if I was Coach Ricky, Captain Darrell. Well, you have Devon Smith as well,
Yes,
experienced there,
yes.
yeah, in the think tank. And I will be telling my batters that let us listen. They look at the bowling lineup. As I mentioned earlier, the batting. I think that's the strength of St. Vincent team, and I'll be picking bowlers and targeting certain bowlers, And with that, I think if you could pick maybe two or even three of the Vincentian bowlers, and try to say, well, those bowlers would have to go at least 10 runs and over, and then maybe the Asif, you could play Asif a little bit more, be a bit more cautious against him. But they have to take risk against a couple of the bowlers, and it's a matter of who. If you ask me, I'll probably tell you who I would have been targeting, right? But you're too kind, and you won't ask me that. You won't put me on the spot.
I won't put you on the spot to ask you that.
But that would be my approach. Let us pick 2-3 bowlers and target them, and then the bowlers who have been in form so far in this tournament will show them a bit more respect, be a bit more conservative against them, but still rotate the strike smartly against those bowlers. But I think if Grenada approaches this, with that sort of mindset, right? Not just going and trying to win this game in a few overs, but knowing that we have to go right down to 20 overs, I think that they're going to, come very close, if not overhaul this target this afternoon.
St. Vincent has an added benefit in terms of the experience that they possess in their lineup. They have, Dylan Johnson, Asif Hooper, Kenneth Demba. So they have a lot of experienced bowlers. So what we would like, as you said, in terms of the Grenadian batting is for, them to have a chance, so that we're going down to the wire, we can have some excitement in terms of the finals.
But what I was saying, Liam, is that unlike Grenada, where they relied, and surprisingly to me, to be honest, that they relied more on the pace than the spin, because I do believe that the Grenadians miss a trick with only using 2 overs from Dennis George, who 2 overs, 1 for 15. And Darrell, I think, brought himself back too late. Yes, 1 bad over, but you have to back yourself as the wicket taker in the team, right? But what you're going to see from St. Vincent now is that they are going to actually use their spinners. So in order for St. Vincent to win this game, Kenneth Demba and Asif Hooper, they will have to bowl very well. And if they bowl well, as they have been doing so far in the tournament, then that could be some pressure on Grenada.
That's a very good point you made in terms of the tactics of Grenada in only employing 4 overs of spin, and we spoke about it earlier. It's the first time that we would have seen that in a T20 match on a wicket that has been used. Even if the wicket is true for batting, you expect your spinners. And Dennis George was bowling pretty well in his 2 overs. He picked up a wicket on the pressure bowling in the power play. He picked up 1 for 15, and he wasn't called upon again to come into the attack. And Darrell Cyrus himself bowled 2 overs separated by maybe 10 overs thereabout. And again, strange tactics, but we are not in the dressing room, so we don't know what the plans are from the Grenadian team. But runs on the board is runs on the board. They now have to go and bat properly, and they have to score at a very, very high rate. From the first over, they will be looking to go at 9.7. And again, you spoke about spinners. The St. Vincent team so far in the competition have really used their seamers in terms of their quota of overs. They have depended on their spinners. Asif Hooper, Kenneth Demba, Sonny Lambris has bowled a lot. Gideon Pope has bowled a lot. Dylan Douglas. So they have been employing a spin-heavy attack in comparison to what Grenada decided. So it's an interesting afternoon ahead of us, and we can only hope that the Grenadian batsmen can come out and put a good start, and let's see how it pans out from there.
Well, my final words, Liam, would be that the weather looks quite clear now. And I think that there's definitely going to be a winner in this match. So that trophy, that lovely trophy that the Grenadian Cricket Association has brought here today, are they going to keep it at home, or are they sending it over to St. Vincent?
So are you saying that the Grenadian Cricket Association brought a lovely trophy with the expectations that they will be the one raising it?
I suspect so.
Well, so I'm sure we are in for some issues this afternoon. That at this point, the trophy is in the middle of the dressing room. But where will it end up? We will find out in about, maybe in the next hour. The umpires are about to take the field, and we'll have a change in commentary. We'll now have Mr. Cummings and Mr. Bascom. So there's a double replacement to take you to the second inning. So here we have Mr. Cummings.
As thank you very much, Bascom, as we about to see the start of the Grenadan inning. You're feeling this one?
Given the start that the St. Vincent team had, I would think that this score would have been probably the minimum that they would have expected to get. Again, we saw that they lost wickets consistently, as has been the case, apart from the first game that they played. And you saw that the all-rounders and bowlers, still having quite a bit to do with the bat to get them up to that score finally. Ideally, would like to see a specialist batsman, one of them at least batting deep into the 20 overs. But nevertheless, definitely 195 is a score that would take some getting. Grenada would certainly have to come out with a plan here. And St. Vincent would definitely fancy their chances of taking home this one.
Well, definitely so. I do believe after it's now gone, it's now 4:29. The condition here could be very much different to what it was. So it means that the Grenadian batsmen, they have to dig in. They got to keep scoring, and the spinners will have a lot to say, I believe, in that game going on as the game progress. 9.75 per over. It's a little bit asking, and let's see how the Grenadians will reply to that.
Yes, certainly they're going to need to maximize this power play. Again, we keep in mind that this is a 50-over match that has been reduced to 20 overs, so it is not the traditional restrictions as a T20 game. You have 4 overs where you are allowed 2 fielders out, and then 12 overs where you are only allowed 4. Right, which is a key distinction between your regular T20 game, where after the first power play is finished, you can go right away to a maximum of 5 men out. So that period in between there with 4 fielders out, I think that will be key in how Grenada goes about this run chase.
So it's the Johan Jeremiah and Regis Denver starting for St. Vincent. Here he comes and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is playing forward ball. Just strike him on the pad outside line of the leg stump. There was a little bit of appeal, but not much of a concern. It's Jeremiah. Faces Denver, comes in and bold and cut in hard. That's going to run into the boundary, and that's Grenada off the mark with a boundary 4 to Jeremiah, and it's a relatively good start for Grenada.
Yes, a very good shot there by Jeremiah, given that length and not a lot of width, but just enough that he was able to get it down between the short third man and the backward point. Well played by Jeremiah.
Comes in again and bowl, Denver. Jeremiah this time pull in, and this one goes into the boundary, and it's another 4 for Jeremiah and 4 to Grenada. It's 8 for the last of no wicket, and Jeremiah begin to show great resistance coming in, and there is no run. We have lost the sunshine here at Progress Park, but there is no threat of any rain. Very cool condition. As we see Grenada on the chase, already 8 in some 4 deliveries. As Denver comes in again and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah getting one that's cut in, and the man in the short coverage and fields, and there is no run. It's 8 for the last of no wicket. Regis is yet to face as he comes in and bowl. Again, this one is played to a short mid wicket where they get a single, Jeremiah moves to 9. The score is 9 for the loss of no wicket. And we are just seeing the umpires. What is it? Some bit of instrument may have just been passed to the umpire, Madison, as we have seen the end of the over. Johnson is going to pick up the bowling from the pavilion end. And it's a tall man, just about 6'2" around there, I want to believe he is, but it's 9 for the loss of no wicket. We're about to see the beginning of the second over. Darius Martin is the man who's going to pick up from the pavilion end, and he'll be bowling to Jeremiah. Here he comes. In a bowl to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is hitting this one hard and high over long on, and that's going to fall into the boundary for 4. So Jeremiah welcoming Martin with a boundary, taking Grenada to 13 for the loss of no wicket.
Yes, very circumspect shot, you would say. Held his shape, made sure that he just got the contact that he needed to get it clear of the fielders on the circle. Very well played there by Jeremiah.
Martin passes the umpire now and ball to Jeremiah. And this one not timing properly. The man in the extra cover field, and there is no run. 13 for the loss of no wickets. Grenada chasing a total of 196 for victory. As Martin comes in now, passes the umpire and ball to looks like hitting this one hard and high over back of the square, and that had gone into the boundary for 6. So it's a dashing start from Grenada. Very good start indeed.
Yes, certainly a very good shot there by Jeremiah. Got the length, just tucked inside, made sure that he could have gotten it fine over the short fine leg fielder, as opposed to square where there's a deep square leg in waiting on the boundary. Certainly the start that Grenada would have been looking for, and a little bit of a lackluster start from the Vincentian contingent. Not seeing a lot of energy in the field, some hands on hips, etc. They would definitely want to get some energy, get some enthusiasm into their fielding, and hopefully try to get the momentum going back their way.
Yes, I definitely saw the momentum and the enthusiasm need to, as Martin comes in and bowl, he walking this one of the pads, and this time is a wide ball, a no ball signal by the umpire, and that has gone into the boundary, so it's 5 runs.
Yes, certainly not the start that the Vincentian contingent would be looking for. Certainly not the start that Martin would have wanted for himself. 2 boundaries and now a no ball that has gone for 4. So this ball being a free hit here with Jeremiah still on strike.
So 15 runs of the over so far, as Martin comes in now and passes the umpire and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah hitting this one hard and high. That will go all the way for another maximum. So it's a very expensive over from Martin here. 21 runs of the over thus far. Grenada is on moves to 30, and Jeremiah is on 29.
Yes, making use of a poor start here is Jeremiah. Free hit. I think he went for the Yorker. Turned out being a low full toss, probably what Jeremiah would have hoped for, and he did the rest and dispatched it over the rope for 6.
Well, when you put butter on bread, the cat will always eat quickly. He goes around the wicket this time. Need to get into the wicket a little more. The hard length as he comes in now. Passes the umpire and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah again. He's on the go, and this is going to fall 1 bounce. No, it's another 6, another maximum. So Grenada is on a run spree. So too is Jeremiah. He moves to 35, and Grenada is 36 for the loss of no wicket. And we're just in the second over.
Yes, again, getting the length, using the angle this time of the bowler coming around the wicket, just helping it really. No real over exhaustion here from Jeremiah, just helping it along its way over the head of the short fine leg fieldsman, and now we see that fine leg has gone back.
Let's see what Martin will do this time as he comes in and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is playing this one down into the gully, and there is no run.
Yes, good thinking there from Jeremiah. Getting the pace on the ball. Not as much width as he wanted there to stay that one pass the fielder, between the fielder backward point and the short third man. But definitely good intent, good risk-free boundary option there if he was able to pace that gap with the field having changed with third man coming into the circle and finally going back.
So Grenada need to be scoring at least 9.75 per over. So far it's 18. And the required run rate is 8.89, and they are scoring 18 per over. If they can keep up with that pace, it is all well and good for them. But the sunshine is now back here at Progress Park, and Denver is going to continue. He had 1 over just for just 9 runs. Comes in and bowl, and this time the batsman is swinging again. That is Regis swinging over the cover, and that gone for another 4. So he's off the mark with 4, and the score is on to 40 for the loss of no wicket. What a start from Grenada.
Yes, a gentle full toss there from Denver. I don't know if it's a bit wet out there.
Comes in again, Denver. Hits hard and high. This had gone out over the road, and that's a huge 6 from Regis. He moves to 10 and is 46 for the loss of no wicket.
Lovely shot. Not full by any means. Bowl back into the wicket, but did have some pace on it. Just came onto the bat nicely, and Regis held his shape, high elbow, and he dispatched that one into the construction site across the road. A lovely shot there from young Regis off just his second delivery.
Well, it seems like Grenada is really on a mission here. Runs is coming and coming quickly. 46 just in the third over. Let's see what Denver is going to do. 1.2 over just so far for 19 runs, and Martin 1 over for 27 runs. As comes in again and bowl. This time what a lovely shot, and that goes into the boundary. Back on the square for 4. It's 50 for no wicket, and Grenada really here on the run chase.
Yes, very, very smart batting here from Regis. Got length in the previous delivery, was able to hit through the line, knew the bowler had to pull back the length, and he used that length to steer it past the short fine leg. And
this time he's cut in, and there is no run. 50 for the loss of no wicket. We are still in the third over. Denver. I'd like to get some maiden balls, some dot balls in. Comes in again and bowl to Regis. Regis is hitting this one over. Extra cover, that gone for 4. Yes, 1 bounce, so it's 54 for the loss of no wicket. And then Regis is on 18. Jeremiah is on 35.
Another lovely shot here by Regis. Judged that one pretty well. Got length, a little bit of width, and used a straight bat. Got up and under it over the cover region into a large area of space and running over the boundary for 4. Lovely shot.
At Denver, in a ball to Regis. Regis is getting one that he dig out and playing it down into point region, and there is no run. It's the end of the over. At the end of 3 overs, Jeremiah is on 35, Regis is at 18, and it's 54 for the loss of no wicket. And that's the kind of sunshine you'll be seeing at inside of Progress Park. The time now, what, some 17 minutes until 5 o'clock, where we're going to see a bowling change. We're going to see a bowling change. The captain, that is Ambrose. He's going to pick up the attack from the pavilion end. St. Vincent under some pressure and really looking to get some dot ball. Is it dot balls in, or just looking to get a breakthrough, get a couple wickets, settle back the thing for them again? But as for now, Grenada is 54 for the loss of no wicket, and really chasing this runs down as Ambrose comes in around the wicket, right hand into the left-handed bowler. They're going to run, get a single, and one more to Johan Jeremiah. He moves to 36 and is going to 55 for no wicket. Regis from the, he's going to be facing Ambrose, who is going to bowl around the wicket. Lovely sunshine here at Progress Park to what we have had this morning. Here is, he's hitting, not timing well, big shot. The ploy is that, to me, that Regis is going to be the aggressor. From what I'm seeing, he's really out to attack Ambrose here. As Ambrose comes in again and bowl to Regis. Regis is again not timing. And smart bowling there from Sunil Ambrose.
Yes, these last couple of deliveries, he has gone quite hard at the ball, which is in contrast to the few shots that he has played, executed well. And this one, right, where he has just held his shape nicely, lined up the delivery, allow it to come on to the bat, and hold his shape, and a lovely shot here, straight back over the head of the bowler for 6.
Yes, a lot of grace in that shot. As you said, rightly said, he really held his shape, and he races to 24 and is going to 61 for the loss of no wicket. As Ambrose again to bowl to Regis. Regis is driving, and this one is straighter. And this one gone to the boundary again for 4. And Grenada is really rampaging on. They're really, really on the hunt here for runs. The 2 opening batsmen, 65 for no wicket.
Yes, I think the batsmen have summed up the conditions here quite well. Not a lot of spin on offer. So it really just, the new ball is just sliding onto the bat. A very good wicket, good pace, quite true. And they are basically just trusting the wicket and trusting their hands.
As Ambrose bowls and Regis is on the back foot and punching hard. And there is no run. Asif Cooper fails. Regis remains there, not out on 27. And it's a water break. And
no, not a water break. I think it's just a quick
discussion
call by the captain, just to get the guys in, have a quick discussion about plans, probably get try to get the energy in the field up.
Energy and intent for what is supposed to be happening. So we see the umpire signaling it's a power play. Regis on 28, Jeremiah is on 36, 65 for the loss of no wicket. And so far in this tournament, what's your impression on the tournament, what you have seen thus far?
Yes, I mean, apart from the day one, which was rain affected, we that was followed by 2 very good days of good sunshine, and some good cricket. We've seen some good performances, different situations that challenge batsmen, bowlers and fielders, and it has been interesting to see how they have coped and how they have dealt with those challenges. Certainly the selectors would have a lot of food for thought, because after this tournament they would be selecting a 26 thereabout man squad to compete in the best v best games, right? And that would be another interesting period where players have the opportunity to put in performances to get final selection into the Windward Islands Super 50 squad.
This one is well played by Jeremiah, collecting a single. He moves to 37 and the score is 66. You know, just to ask you this question, most people think that Windward Islands cricket is done, but for me, I don't believe that from what I've seen for the past few years with our under 19s, and presently this crop of players is out. So Regis finally getting one from Denver, called him down, and they missed, and the wicketkeeper did the rest of it. So Grenada lost their first wicket, stumped. That is Shondell Regis stumped of the bowling of Denver, and he scored 28. It's 66 for 1.
Yes, and I am in quite agreement with you in terms of the state of Windward Islands cricket. When you see people like Teddy Bishop and Akeem Ogis, when you look at them, and speaking of Teddy Bishop, he comes to the wicket now. A very wonderful talent, young, sharp, talented cricketer. Akeem Ogis, who would have scored a half century yesterday, basically guiding his team to victory, getting out probably with 10 or 12 runs to go. Very talented young player. He just recently finished his stint as an emerging player with the St. Lucia Kings. So certainly those two, along with others that we would have seen at the West Indies under-19 tournament that was just played in St. Vincent. You have the likes of Solomon Bascom and Tariq Edward, right? Among others. So certainly there's no shortage of talent in the Windward Islands, and it's our job to try to make sure that talent reaches its potential.
Yeah, and not forgetting one that always impressed me, Alec Atinez.
Yes, you have Stefan Pascal. Right, so quite a few young talented players that are certain to make their way up to senior cricket.
Denver 2, Teddy Bishop playing one that is falling short of Asif Hooper, and there is no run. Grenada 66 for 1. Denver in his third over comes in and bowled to Teddy Bishop. Teddy is squared on a little bit, and there is no run. It's the end of the over, and at the end of the over, Grenada 66 for 1. Jeremiah is on 37. Teddy Bishop is yet to get off the mark.
Yes, this period of play is going to be the make or break period for Grenada in my mind. They are not big power hitters necessarily, as we saw with Regis and Jeremiah. They are classy stroke makers. They time the ball quite well, and with the field restrictions in the force 4, they were able to get off to quite a quick start. So the way that they go about this middle period is going to be quite interesting. They do have a good platform. They need at least to be able to rotate the strike.
Very much so, and that's key. Strike rotation, and there goes one that beats Jeremiah just outside the off stump there, keeping low. That's the kind of cricket I know of Sunil Ambrose. Yeah, busy man, quite quick thinker, and some will call it ambush, but you have to be ready. You have to looking on, you have to have the intent. As Sunil Ambrose comes in and bowls to Jeremiah again. Jeremiah is hitting this one that is into the boundary. That's a maximum. He moves to 43 and the score on to 72 for 1. So once he's going to go up there in that arc, Jeremiah is not afraid to go after it.
Yes, certainly, and this end would definitely be probably the shortest boundary. This straight boundary down to the pavilion end is somewhat shorter than the other boundaries. So definitely an area you can target and something the bowler has to be mindful of in his lengths.
As he comes in again and ball to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is going on his knees and hitting this one hard. Oh, just missing it there. The first man on the boundary, I thought he would have it. And that is another 6 to Jeremiah, which takes him on to 49 and Grenada on to 78 for the loss of 1 wicket. And what a miss.
Yes, it's still a little bit of a question to me as to the plan from the skipper. Yes, he is a capable bowler, but whether he is one of the front line bowlers, one of the persons who you expect to be bowling for, I am not sure that he is that.
More or less, we have seen that of the Grenada team when St. Vincent was batting also. Just guessing and making sure that they get whatever. But it's a 50 for Jeremiah. Well played 50 in the context of this game. Jeremiah of 21 deliveries, 23 minutes. He had 5 sixes and 4 fours were in his 50. So a well played in the context of the game.
Certainly. Definitely giving the Grenada team the impetus that they needed at the start. Certainly in this game now, Grenada, the run rate is now down to just over 8, having started closer to 10.
Yes, definitely. 9.75 per day. As I see, Teddy Bishop faces Ambrose. Ambrose is into the pads. Bishop walking it out nicely, gets off the mark, and the score moves to 80 for 1. And
yes.
Sunil Ambrose maybe just trying to buy a wicket at that stage. Maybe we're going to see him removing himself in a short while and bringing him on his front strike bowler. But this one is too short. Just too short for Jeremiah. It races away into the boundary for 4, taking the score on to 84, and Jeremiah moving on to 54 is the end of the over. And as I said, 84 for 1 at the end of the fifth 6 over.
Yes, again, very, very smart batting by Jeremiah. You see that he is targeting those areas wherever he finds that bit of an advantage. Earlier it was straight back down to the short boundary. And the bowler having realized that he cannot bowl full, Jeremiah knew that he would have to pull back his length, and then he targeted that square boundary where there is no boundary fielder. So you saw him pivot and got his hands through it quickly so that he could get it quite square where the vacancy was. Very smart batting, very intelligent cricket here from Johan Jeremiah.
So it's 14 overs to go, and Grenada still need 112 runs. And this one, Teddy Bishop is cut in. Maybe an intelligent edge. They got 1. And that's all there will be. So he moves to 3. And the score will just give you another while.
Some very good work here on the boundary by Ryan Williams, just to pull that one inside. The short boundary this end again.
Here he comes in out this time and bowl to Teddy. Teddy cut in, and there is no run. He's on 386 for 1. Teddy having a go at this one, not making the contact that he is needed. Denver getting through with another delivery.
Yes, Teddy needs to reevaluate his role here. I think with Jeremiah being the one on the go, that he needs to probably think about picking up a few singles just like this one and getting Jeremiah into strike. Give himself some time to pick up the pace and bounce off the wicket, and trust that he would be able to catch up.
The score moves to 87. Teddy's on 4. Jeremiah's on 54 as he faces Denver. Yes, that readjustment for Teddy coming into this game. Another transition. He was with the Barbados team, I think, in the CPL. One of the emerging players there.
Yes, the Barbados Royals.
Yeah. And this time having a go at the one that is somewhat a little bit short outside the off stump, and Jeremiah missing. The keeper did not collect cleanly, but there is no run. 87 for 1.
Yeah, some animation by Demba there seems to suggest that there might have been a tickle onto that one. No response from the keeper though.
Denver, very smart bowler. This time driving out to extra cover. One more to Johan Jeremiah. He moves to 55 and they score on to 88. 88 for 1, Grenada, after 7 overs. So some 108 runs is still needed by Grenada, and they got 13 overs as the players just moving around, getting a little bit of refreshment. As we're going to see a bowling change. Solid Ambrose and Rayon Williams. This is a bowler that have impressed me thus far in the competition. Even if he haven't gotten the amount of wickets that really show that the effort that he's putting in. But I'm very much impressed, and he has quite a lot to give to Windward Islands, I believe.
Yes, another promising young talent. He who has honed his skills over a few editions of the Vincent Premier League. I remember in the very first one, he was somewhat timid and didn't handle pressure very well. And then you fast forward all the way to the last edition of the VPL, and he was one of those persons who you can turn to in a pressure situation. This certainly here is a pressure situation. He's coming in to bowl to the set Johan Jeremiah, who is going at a strike rate of almost 230.
Yeah.
Right, and he has the task of trying to rein him in. Only 4 fielders allowed out. He has a third man, a fine leg, a deep square leg, and deep point.
As he comes in, the stand is outside of the off stump, and there is no run. I just like his approach, the energy he puts into his bowling. To look at a very strong young man, has a good height, and can only get better. Very promising indeed for the Windward Islands and St. Vincent. I seem to be a young man that enjoys his bowling too.
He certainly does. He would have known that he was not in that initial 13.
And so that's a good delivery. I love this. I love that energy.
Yes, man. Full of energy is Rayon Williams.
Yeah, that's
not
what I like
selected in the initial 13. He was actually marked to be the 14th player, and came in as cover for Kesrick Williams, who was with the St. Lucia Kings as well in the CPL, and got his first opportunity to play yesterday. Went for some runs, but certainly did impress and earned his spot today again.
Comes in again and bowl, and again outside of the off stump. And he is really working on that area there of Jeremiah, and there's no run. 3 deliveries thus far. He has bowled, and just a quiet length and line that he is going to put the energy into. And really, I love to see that young man yesterday. Very much impressed with him as he makes his way in again, carrying himself nicely up to the wicket and bowl, and that's a good delivery right inside of there with the energy that I haven't seen any one of these seamers that put in for the day. Bascom, I don't know if you know that as a coach, this is what I enjoy most, the fast bowlers. I love them.
Yes.
I love to see fast bowling, man.
You will never be short on energy from Ryan. He's he gives 100%. Player with a big heart, and I'm sure that he's relishing the opportunity to do well for his team here.
Comes in and bowl to Jeremiah getting one that is short. We're going after him again, and it's only a single that he accumulated in this one. And one more to him. He moves to 56 and it's 89 for one. Rion Williams. Enjoying, at least you need to enjoy what you are doing. And so he's outside of the young man that has some shoulders and just wish that he can continue along that vein. Young man that has a lot to give to Windward and later on give to Western. And this is Teddy Bishop hitting hard and high in the air. And this one gone for 6. Gone up in the slot this time. Why did he go up there?
Yes, certainly against the plans of the captain. The captain brought, had long off for Jeremiah, brought mid-on and mid-off into play, had fine leg, third man, deep backward square and deep point, which is an indication that, you should be expecting hard lengths, if not short. And this one might have been an attempted Yorker to try to close out the over. But certainly he should have just gone with the simple plan and bowl a hard length delivery and force the batsman to hit it from there.
Well, he got 6 in the end. Take the score to 95 for 1. Teddy Bishop is on 10. Jeremiah is on 56. And for your listeners, if you're wondering what is happening, Grenada needs 101 runs to overhaul St. Vincent. There's still a lot of batting to be done. Game of glorious uncertainties. As we see from the far end, another bowling change. Asif Hooper is going to come into the attack for St. Vincent. Here we bowling to Johan Jeremiah, is on 55 as he come in. The left-hander handed Asif first delivery to Jeremiah. He not getting the shot that looking for to play through deep mid-wicket region, did not collect and there is no run. Hooper bowls. The ball that lob high into the air at the back of the keeper. The umpire is not going to signal. It's a leg by. Teddy Bishop, who is on 10, is going to come to face the bowling of Asif Hooper.
Yes, this is going to be a key spell for the Vincentian bowling contingent and likewise for the Grenadian batting contingent. If they are able to maintain their scoring rate against Asif, who would be one of the senior bowlers in this Vincentian bowling lineup, then they are definitely going to be in good stead looking for victory here this evening.
Teddy Bishop faces Asif Hooper, who comes between the wicket and it is out, given out leg before he comes between the umpire and the stump. Teddy goes on his knees looking to sweep, and there was a loud appeal from the bowler. He was animated. He wanted to it. He wanted the wicket, and the umpire said, "Yes, you're out. You have to walk."
Yes, Teddy doesn't seem to be very impressed by that decision. I don't know if he got a bit of glove on it, but certainly from the looks of it, without any bat or glove, it would have been certainly close. As if bowling around the wicket, pretty much wicket to wicket, and Teddy opting for that sweep shot. Probably a bit early in my estimation for him. You have Jeremiah, who is there, as I said. He would have just got a 6 off the last ball. The left-handed spinner, left-arm orthodox spinner, probably the left-hand batsman would have been a better matchup, and Teddy should have been looking to probably rotate the strike and get Jeremiah back into the strike.
Definitely, I do agree with you. I think that he had gone into that shot, just that kind of shot, just a little bit too early, just rotating the strike and having Jeremiah there, who the set batsman. I think he just come in there and looking to almost want to take over on the scoring and paid the price. Gone for 10. Very smart bowling by Asif Hooper, picking up his first wicket. The new batsman making his way in there is Dennis Smith, who got some 61 in that game that Grenada had won against St. Vincent. and he's now in there. Very diminutive figure, Dennis Smith, and one would come through the line from under 15, Windward, under 19, played for Windward and into the franchise cricket. So he has some experience as he comes in and facing his first delivery. He's on the back foot and punching, hitting out there, and there is no run. This is going to be a very interesting period for Grenada, as you rightly said, with these two bowlers on the attack. And here is Dennis Smith, played one into a short mid-wicket. Not all convincing, and there is no run. He's yet to get off the mark as Asif comes in and bowl. And this one, tucking him up, pushing him back on the back foot. And we have seen a very good over from Hooper, completed. Grenada 96 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yes, Hooper is a very fierce competitor. These types of games, he is definitely going to be the most animated person. He's going to be sending encouraging words to his teammates, trying to get the guys. He likes to speak about energy, right? And he will be trying to get the guys to lift those energy levels, and anticipate every opportunity that might come. And certainly you're going to get the best out of him in this type of situation.
And these are always the kind of players that you always want in cricket, no matter what the format is. Have the men to really rise the energy and get the energy out of the players. There is Ryan Williams from the pavilion end. Bowls, and this one is a short one. The umpire is going to call wide. Jeremiah, not all a tall man, but maybe just getting carried away with Williams with intention, with a man back on the boundary. One more to the score. It's 97 for 2. Jeremiah is still on 56, and Dennis Smith yet to get off the mark.
Yeah, a while ago Jeremiah's strike rate was up about the 230 mark, and now it's down to 180.
Definitely. Change of bowling comes in. That's one. Hitting this one high. That's a massive one. This one is going to fall behind the building. And there are some vehicles behind there. I just hope that he hasn't put himself into trouble. Have to mind some part of it. But it's a good shot.
Yes, definitely a good, fluent swing of the bat. Again, nothing lent really from Williams. It wasn't hard into the wicket, and though it wasn't full, as we said, the wicket here is quite good. It's quite true. You can hit through the line of the delivery.
So 100 runs coming up for Grenada, 103 for 2, and we are just in the 10th over, the beginning of the 10th over. So let's see how Williams will respond. As he leaves, passes, just getting ready to pass the umpire and bowl to Jeremiah. And that's a very good intentional shot from Jeremiah, very improvising down across the boundary for another maximum. So he continues to play the game that he has intended to play, getting another 6, and the score is 109 for 2. He moves to 68. And Jeremiah, this time around, just changes intent to Williams. Instead of looking to pull or looking to play that shot, he get in play that intent. Played it very intentionally, and a very creative shot there from Jeremiah.
Yes, good intent by Jeremiah. Good anticipation as well. The previous delivery hit down the ground off a slightly fuller length. He anticipated a shorter length, and then he adjusted, got himself inside the line of delivery, and just helped it over the field at short fine leg. I'm wondering about the plans here to Jeremiah. He would have scored quite a lot of runs square of the wicket and down in that fine leg region. Maybe at the start of Williams's first over, he beat him outside off stump with quite a few quite a few deliveries, and maybe that has to be the line of attack to Jeremiah. Just a bit wide of off stump with the protection back, and I see the field is set indicating such.
Beat him outside the off stump. That's a good delivery, but the umpire calls a no ball. So one more to the score. It's 110. And that's the line. I thought that he was bowling quite well on that line to Jeremiah. Somewhat got a little bit carried away somewhere along the line after getting those boundaries. But you got to hold that line just outside of the off stump. And let's see what he'll do. It's 86 runs needed from Grenada still. Comes in and bowl. This a good shot, a hit out over extra cover, and that's gone for 6. Jeremiah races to 74 and the score to 116 for 2 Grenada.
Yes, a lovely shot by Jeremiah. Line was telegraphed, as I said, by the field that is set. Third man, deep point, sweeper on the offside, and long off. So it was always going to be a delivery outside off stump. Free hit, so Jeremiah did not have to worry about any catches, and he really timed that beautifully over cover for 6.
Here is Williams to bowl to Jeremiah. Going closer to the stumps, and this umpire calls a no ball. It's a no ball. Stepping over, and Dennis Smith just showing Williams where he have landed. So it's a no ball, it's a free hit.
Yes, the wheels seem to be falling off here for Ryan Williams. A bit unsure about his plan. The batsman adjusted well to him after a good first over, barring that last delivery that was hit for 6, and he has not been able to respond well to the attack being brought to him. Another free hit here,
and also with a field change, he comes in and very close to the. Oh, what is Jeremiah trying to do there this time? Intention did not get through, and there is no run. One that is short. And as for me, a batsman who used to be batting at number 11, I still think I will be pulling at this one, not trying to play that scoop that he was looking for.
Yes, I think with a free hit and no chance of getting out, you would still want to fancy your chances down the ground, or using the full face of the bat to the ball at least.
This time, yeah. One that is a little bit much fuller outside the off stump. The batsman opening the face of the bat, getting it down into that sweeping position, and there is no run. There is one run, one more to Grenada, 118 for 2, and Jeremiah moves to 75 and matching along beautifully, very exciting inning thus far. And it's Smith who is going to be looking for runs. I think Williams will have other intention. St. Vincent looking for another wicket and seeing how much they can afford that they can get into the game. It's not over until it is, as he comes in. It's time to Smith, and Smith not timing well. It's a good delivery from Williams in the context, and it's the end of the over. It's the end of the over. Umpire having a word with Captain Ambrose. It's 118 for 2 at the end of the 10th over.
Yes. Interestingly, we see Pope, who was keeping, is now switching pads with Ambrose, who does have some keeping pedigree. Pope being one of the better bowlers for the Vincent and bowling contingent in the previous games. So given all that has transpired, it seems that his efforts are needed with the ball. And I did find it somewhat curious that that he would have been relegated to keeping. And then we have the veteran Dylan Johnson who has not bowled an over for the inning actually.
Very strange plan outside there from the keeper. In this condition, a little bit, we have lost the sunshine. Conditions are very much different as Asif bowl and Jeremiah is swinging. This one gone hard, it went far, and it's another 6 to Jeremiah. He moves to 81 and they score to 124.
Yes, Grenada in cruise control at this point. Certainly Jeremiah has a good beat on the pace and bounce of the wicket. Is anticipating quite well. A feeler out there on that deep forward square boundary, but he certainly backed his ability to hit the ball across the rope.
Well, it's a ground that he knows. He had played quite a lot of cricket from since under 15. He had scored 162. He had scored 154 on that ground in under 15, under 19. So it's a ground that he knows well, and he has been backing himself well. He's now 82 and the score 125 for 2. 125 for 2.
Strike rate for Jeremiah back above 200 with those last few lusty blows.
So Dennis Smith comes in and just playing this one down to long on that is, sorry, and he picks up 2. 127 for 2.
Yeah.
And Dennis is that kind of batsman. You will not find him going there to look for a big shot at this time, but just going to knock it around.
Yes, very, very busy player is Dennis. Uses the angles well, times the ball quite well. Can hit them a long way as well, but certainly he would have read the situation here, and he knows that he just needs to play a supporting role to Jeremiah.
This one, shot made on, and there is no run. So Grenada matching along well. Here is Asif Hooper, comes in and bowl. This one he's driving back to the bowler on the bounce. It's the end of the over with a lot of energy is Hooper. As you rightly said, it's 127 for 2 at the end of 11 overs. 9 overs remaining. Grenada need to get 69 runs for victory.
Yes, a required run rate of 7.67, which is a substantial way down from the 9.75 that was required at the start of the innings, thanks mainly to a blitz of an innings here by Johan Jeremiah. 82 from 40 balls with 5 fours and 9 sixes. Basically, he has taken this game by the scruff of the neck, and certainly there is no hope for the Vincentian team if they cannot dislodge his wicket.
So Gideon Pope, as you rightly said, comes in, and this time he's on drive-in, and that Fieldsman tries best, but the ball eluded him and goes into the boundary. Johan Jeremiah gets another boundary, so he moves to 86 and it's 131 for 2. And remember, it's the finals here of the Windwards Island Super 50 Championship. This time, Jeremiah is on the back foot and playing it out. Extra cover, there is no run. Pope comes in again and bowl to Jeremiah. He's pulling and pulling well, and that's gone into the boundary. That's 6, another 6 for Jeremiah. It is his 10th 6 of the inning. He moves to 92 and the score to 137 for 2 wickets. Grenada.
Yes, again, some anticipation. The first delivery being full, pump back down the ground to the short boundary, knowing that the bowler is going to try to adjust his length to deny him access to that short boundary. and he, got inside the line as we have seen previously and pulled that one over the short field at square leg. And now, again, very, very intelligently has just taken a single, making sure that he is there. As long as he is there, certainly Grenada are favorites.
Well, it's Smith. Smith is on 2, and he had faced 8 deliveries thus far. And this one is hitting hard and high over the border into the boundary right in front of us here, and that is 6 runs to Dennis Smith. Always that sort of busy batsman. He moves to 8, and it's 144 for 2.
Another lovely shot here. Again, aiming that short boundary. A little bit fuller here from Pope, and Smith just holding his shape, not trying to overhit it, knowing that he just needs a good connection in order to clear the short straight boundary.
Let's see what happens as Pope comes in on ball 2. He goes for it again. This time it's eluding the fieldsman. The man in the dip had to make some quick move around, collects, and the batsman crossed for 2. So it's 144 for the loss of 2 wickets. Grenada in pursuit of 197 for victory. Hey.
Yes. Nothing going in the way of the Vincent team at the moment. Blemishes in the field to compound some injudicious bowling, I would say. Not very clear plans, are being set to counteract this onslaught, particularly by Jeremiah, who, has been batting very intelligently. I must add, making use of the short boundary, making use of this second power play where there are only 4 fielders allowed out. Some very good batting here by Jeremiah, and who seems to have settled now and is determined to take this inning all the way through and bring his team home.
Break in the cricket, the fieldsman, Asif Hooper getting ready to bowl his 3rd over. A lot of animation here taking place, a lot of traffic calling on the field, a lot of changes. The batsman is now ready, and that's Jeremiah. He's on 93. Hooper bowls to him and just walking it up the pads, just in front of the square leg umpire, getting his 94th run, and Grenada to 147 for 2. Dennis Smith is on 8. He's on 10, that is 10 of 10 deliveries. As you see, Captain Solin Ambrose just again making slight changes to the field. Hooper bowls to, he hit this one hard and high, and this one gone for another maximum for Dennis Smith, who gone up now to 16, and they score on to 153. So the 150 comes up in 78 deliveries. And what a run here for Grenada thus far.
Yes, the required run rate is now under 5.61. You would think it should be a slow, steady march home for Grenada, but Dennis Smith seemed determined to make it quite a quick march.
As he gone again for it, this time falling one bounce to the sweeper. So he got into his 17th run and they scored 254 with Johan Jeremiah is on 94 and is very much eyeing a century. On a gong that is no stranger to him, comes in and hit this one hard and high. Somebody's getting under it. He takes the catch. Oh. And Jeremiah has to go. It was a wonderful catch, well judged, and going for 94, and a brilliant inning has come to an end with Asif Hooper getting that wicket. What a wonderful inning. That Douglas taking the catch?
Yes, Dylan Douglas.
Douglas.
Pretty safe pair of hands from Douglas. You saw he got into that zone quite early, hands up, and he was very composed. Jeremiah, the mainstay of the inning so far, probably has done enough here to see his team across the line. Certainly he would have wanted to get to that magical 3-figure mark, but definitely once his team gets home, I think he would be satisfied with his efforts today.
Well, the new batsman in is Darren Ned, and these two had played quite a lot of cricket together for St. Andrews here, or the under 19 and what have you. But it's Dennis Smith. Dennis Smith, who continues to work very much, that workman-like style. He's going to get nudge around and get his single, taking another one. He moves to 18 and the score to 155 for 3 with Darren Ned, who comes in and is now taking his mark from umpire Madison as Hooper, who have got the wicket. His second wicket comes in and Ned is hitting hard and high. This one is going to fall. Yeah, that's a maximum for Darren Ned. And he's off the mark. And off the mark with a 6. And the score moves to 161 for 3.
Yes, certainly the momentum is with Grenada. Dennis Smith came to the crease, into his stride pretty quickly, and Ned wasting no time here. They certainly have gotten the taste of blood in the water, and they are determined to keep this very lovely Windward Island Super 50 Championship Cup in Grenada.
Yes, very much so. They have played well the last game on Sunday to get into that finals, and here today on a run chasing 195. They have really been at it. It's 35 runs needed with 7 overs, so it's just 5 runs per over. And the way they are going seem very much gettable as Maloney. No, it's not Johnson. It's the first time we are seeing Johnson.
Yes, quite a shock to me. He is definitely the most experienced bowler in the bowling lineup, and it bewilders me how he would play and he would not be given over until this point, when as they would say, the horses have pretty much already bolted.
Well, let's see what spirit he's going to bring. It is not over until it is. And Johnson is going to be bowling over the wicket. He'll be bowling to Dennis Smith, who is on 18. Darren Ned is on 16, 161 for 3. We are into the 14th over as he hit this one and picking up his first wicket the wicket of Darren Ned. So, as he comes in, just bringing a hush to the game at this time. Darren Ned going for it and losing his wicket to Johnson.
It's Smith.
Smith. Oh, Smith. It's Smith. Yes, Smith. Losing his wicket to Johnson and caught Williams of Johnson for 18, and Grenada loses their 4th wicket.
Yes, a bit of an anticlimax here for Grenada. Quite a easy equation. 5.12 runs per over required. Certainly, no theatrics necessary. It could have, there's a common sense way of going about it and taking it home. But I guess given the momentum that Jeremiah would have given the team, and it continued through with Smith and Ned so far. They just wanted to continue in that vein and try to finish it with a flurry.
So, caught Williams of the Bono Johnson's faced 14 deliveries as Johnson comes in again and bowled. Ryan John hitting this one, it's in the air, it's out, caught! Well, he's on a hat trick, and you just can't believe how cricket can just change all of a sudden. So, Ryan, is it Ryan John or Ned? Yes, Ned goes and just a little bit of slow down there. Ned, with no reason, have the runway just where is needed. And this game, Pope taking the catch, Ned goes, Johnson is on a hat trick. So I guess you may be thinking, why didn't that happen earlier on, Johnson?
Well, turning events here. Whether it is enough to impact the result of the game is left to be seen. But certainly, if you play DeLon Johnson, you do not wait until over number
13.
To give him the opportunity to show his worth. So that for sure would have to be something that the Vincentian think tank would have to look back on in terms of their approach to this bowling inning. You saw the likes of Ambrose bowling a few overs in the power play. While Johnson went unused, and now Johnson into the attack has 2 wickets in 2 balls.
So, well, let's see what will happen. As the new batsman, Kean George, a left-handed Kean George, is in. The last man was Ned, caught Pope for 6. And he had only faced, some 2 deliveries. As Johnson comes in out of bowl to Kean George on a hat trick. A ball that is outside of the off stump there. The umpire says it is 1 for the over, short 1 for the over. And Johnson picking up 2 wickets in 2 deliveries and already have brought back a little bit of momentum to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines team. Grenada losing 2 quick wickets, 161 for 5, and 35 runs to get to win, and 6.3 overs remaining. Let's see what will happen as we have lost the sunshine here in Parkwest Park for a Monday evening. Quite a bit of people out here as he bowled, and this one is running it, pushing it in front of him, and there is no run. This batsman in Kean George seemed to have a little bit of problem with his running, and he gets off the mark. It's 1 more to the score. It's 162 for 5, and Ryan John, who is on 1, is going to be facing Johnson. Very crucial stage in this game. It's not over until it's over. Grenada losing 2 quick wickets. The man who been scoring all the runs. That's 3 quick wickets. The man scoring all the runs. That is Jeremiah, then Dennis Smith, who came in and getting some boundaries and scoring as he normally will. And then the loss of Ned. So this can send a little bit of thinking back in the Grenada camp. Although they have been in a very good momentum. Here is Johnson bowls to Ryan John. Ryan John stepping away and hitting it down to the extra behind point there. That is, and the sweeper comes in, fields, and 1 more to the total. Grenada 163 for 5. Kian George is back to take strike. Ryan John is off the mark. Very interesting part of this game is on. Another 2 quick wickets can send Grenada. It's a short, quick one outside of the off-stump. The umpire says it's a wide. So it's a wide call. It's 164. Another 2 quick wickets here, Bascom, can really shake up the Grenada camp.
Yes, definitely. Johnson has come and basically taken the wind out of the sail of the Grenada batting effort here. It started with the wicket of Jeremiah, that was of Asif Hooper, and then Johnson picking up 2 consecutive wickets. Was on a hat-trick, and now you basically have 2 new batsmen at the crease in what I would say is failing light. Certainly not dangerous and not unplayable, but certainly not the bright sunshine that we had earlier this afternoon.
Definitely so, as Johnson comes in out to bowl to Kian George, who runs it out into a short third man area. And there is 1 run. It's moved to 165 for 5 with Kian George moving to 2 and hobbling there all the time. And Ryan John is on 1.
Yes, it shows the importance of the set batsman, finishing the job. Excellent innings by Jeremiah. There's no way to take any luster of that very brilliant knock of 94 from 46 balls. Just that you would like to see that he carried on. At the point that he got out, the rate required was under 6. And it should have been a simple equation. It should have marched on to 100, maybe 110, 112, not out. That is what you want to see, ideally, especially from a development standpoint. You want to see your set batsman, finishing the job, as it were, seeing the inning through, especially once all the hard work would have been done, as is the case with Jeremiah in this inning.
So we're going to see Darius Martin. He had bowled 1 over in the early stage of the game, 1 over for 27 runs. So he's going to come from the road end or river end. He comes in now, passes the umpire to bowl to Kian George. Somewhat missing his run there.
Yes, just taking that run up again here, Martin. Something wasn't right. Pulled out. Just remarking that run up as I am joined by Liam Sebastian, who will be taking us through the end of this, what has been a very exciting encounter.
Yes, thanks, Miles, and certainly exciting match. Grenada still in the ascendancy, and you back them to win from this position. 1 wicket maybe could bring some more jitters in the Grenadian camp. Saw Dylan Johnson bowling a very good over and taking 2 wickets, but they need just about 5.14 runs per over with 5 wickets in hand. They have 2 batsmen at the crease. Darius Martin hasn't been bowling to his usual self today. In fact, he had a very poor over which cost him 27. So the Grenadians will back themselves at this point, but in cricket you never know. There could be an over with a few quick wickets which could send some panic into the Grenadians camp. So as we would have asked for, we would have been hoping, we wanted an exciting match, and I think that we really got some exciting cricket today. Still not over yet. Championship trophy is on the line. Darius Martin is looking to have a say in that decision. A short ball, signal wide by the umpire. Wide signal by the umpire, so another run to the total miles. What do you think about that decision?
Yeah, I think that might have been a touch harsh, but then again, I do not have the advantage of a side-on position where I could judge the height above the batsman's head. But judging from the reaction of the fielders, or maybe they are reacting based on the position of the game. But certainly here, with Keon George seeming to have some issues running, and definitely we should all be aware of the big hitting power of Ryan John. Maybe if you can pinch out Ryan John's wicket here and left with Keon George and then the likes of Cyrus and Dennis George, then we could be in for a jittery finish at least.
Yes, certainly. As you said, Keon George is hampered by a hamstring injury. And I'm not sure if the St. Vincent players are aware, but I see he's running some pretty quick singles or easy singles in that sense. We don't want to put the pressure on him. But as you said, even if the run rate is at 4.94 per over, there's still a long way to go in the match that we have currently. 1 wicket can really swing the match either way. So we still have a nail-biter, I would say, at this point. So we have Darius Martin bowling to Keon George. This delivery, it's a poor delivery down the leg side. Leg by signal by the umpire. Poor delivery ball by Darius. Just hitting the pad, evading the diving wicketkeeper Sunil Ambrish down the leg side and 4 more runs. A really poor delivery, Miles, by Darius Martin in the circumstances of this match.
Yes, I would have wanted to attack the stumps, missing his line by probably 6 inches or so. And then the bit of a deflection off the pads would have allowed the ball to evade the diving effort by Ambrice, who is down and seems to be requesting some medical assistance.
I think maybe that little bit of an injury, Miles, will only serve to benefit Grenada, because at this point, Grenada is ahead. And I'm not too sure what exactly are the final rules, but if the match is not completed, I guess maybe you either have joint champions or you have to go back to the preliminary point standings. But Grenada benefiting from that boundary. And as we speak, Miles, there's another nail-biting encounter in the other match, in the 3rd place playoff. I understand Dominica is needing, I think, 30 runs of 12 balls. So we're having some good cricket on the final day, and that's really what we happy with, in that the games are going down to the wire and they are not one-sided. So we have a break in play. Sunil is now being attended to by the physiotherapist, I believe. He's getting some treatment. It's a little bit dark, Miles, as we speak. So I'm sure that the umpires would really be looking to make a quick decision to prevent a long break or long layoff in terms of play, because we don't have the benefit of having lights at this ground. So as we see Roger Davis coming over to the action to see what's going on with Sunil. So we can only hope. In fact, the umpires have removed the bails, Miles. The umpires have removed the bails, and I mean, from our vantage point, I am not too sure entirely what just happened, but the players are high-fiving each other. The umpires have removed the bails. The batsmen are going off. So at this point, we only have to wait on the tournament directors to give us a verdict as to what's happening, and I would really like to put over to you to ask you what is really happening in the middle.
Well, I would assume, and I would only be guessing here, that The umpires has deemed that the light might have gotten to the point that it is deemed unfit and unsafe to continue. Certainly, we know that in a 50 over encounter, you need to complete 20 overs in each inning to constitute a match.
Exactly.
So this match will go down as exciting as it was. Once that is the decision of the umpires, it will go down as a no result,
As a no result, yes.
right? And then it would be down to the tournament officials to determine the winner. Certainly, if you are to look at anything that resembles run rate or tournament points, then definitely Grenada
Yes.
would still be in the ascendancy and still be the champions, as it looked as though it was definitely heading in that direction had this game been completed.
Exactly. So at this point, well, to the disappointment of listeners at this point, we cannot confirm who would be the champions at this point. We are only speculating based on our knowledge and the tournament point standings. But spare no Fort Myers, we had a really exciting game today. We saw some really wonderful batting from both teams, and in points we had some good bowling. But I thought the innings of Johan Jeremiah today was exceptional. It's the first time that I've seen him with that type of aggression, and the way that he batted to score 94 from 46 balls with 10 sixes and 6 fours. That was an excellent innings to go at 204 in terms of your strike rate. Opening the batting, needing almost 10 runs per over. I thought it was an exceptional inning, sorry, by Johan. And you would have hoped at the stage of the game that he got out, he would have seen that that shot wasn't needed. He could have just cruised to a century. But not taking it away from him that he played a beautiful inning.
Yes, certainly very intelligent, and that to me is the hallmark. All right, that to me is the hallmark of the inning. Um, it, in that, yes. So we are going to turn over to the brief presentation ceremony that is following this game, and I am going to hand over to our MC downstairs.
What if we do at some, yeah, so we're playing best versus best from Friday, right? So the best players from this will be selected.
Okay, at this time, we just want to say a very pleasant good afternoon again. And first of all, we just want to thank the Grenada Cricket Association for allowing us here in St. Andrews to witness the kind of exciting cricket we have not seen for a very long time. I just want to say again, always late, but welcome to St. Vincent, Grenada. And we have the officials here with us, the Vice President of the CWI, that's Cricket West Indies. We have the President of the Grenada Cricket Association here with us. We have Selector Craig Emmanuel. And I'll just let you know all the names, you don't have to worry. That's one thing we don't do in St. Andrews. You don't leave without knowing what you have to know. So I'm just going to dive straight into what I was asked to do. And I would like to call the player of the final, scoring 94 runs today, Johan Jeremiah. And he will be honored by Mr. Craig Emmanuel, one of the Windwards Islands selector. The second place playoff. That's the team placing second. The team placing second. You receive your medals, and you receive it from the Windwards Islands Vice President and the Grenada President, Mr. Dwayne Gill. So we're calling from the captain and the rest of the players you follow. So congratulations to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for placing second in the tournament. And now we call on Dr. Kishore Shallow, who is Vice President of the West Indies Cricket Board and the President of the Windwards Islands Cricket Board. For Team Grenada, winning this 2022 Windwards Islands Super Championship, the captain will ask you to come forward. Hip, hip, hip! Hip, hip, hip! Everybody falling. So Cyrus, we have Kean George, Ryan John, followed by Teddy Bishop, Chandel Regis, Johan Jeremiah, Josh Thomas, Nicholas Redhead, Devoni Joseph, Dennis Smith, Dennis George, Shaman Lewis. Boy, you're so short, eh? Dennis Smith, you're so short. And here comes the coaching staff. The assistant coach, we said, that's Devin Smith. So, Bartis, the manager, and Ricky Williams, the coach. Thank the trophy. Will now be handed over to the reigning captain,
Daryl Cyrus.
Go and take the picture. Come for us, picture.
This is my friend done.
The best of best on Friday. The best of on Friday at the stadium.
Friday.
Friday from 9:30.
Grenada.